Again, we're not building symmetrical here. We're not building symmetrical. We're doing the hard stuff. We're taking it to a whole nother level here. Again, let's go ahead and get that other atrium piece because we know that we want it to just be this top piece here. And we'll let that baby snap in there properly. Like that. There we go. And again, we're going to go up here with our kits here. Our stairwell. And this time we'll do it from this side. Again, I'm just storing these in the workbench. This doesn't cost me resources every time. We'll take that out. We'll go ahead and now we'll attempt to put this other piece back in again. In the atrium piece. How are we doing on time? Oh my gosh, we're running over. We're running over, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up so you guys can see the end of this. You're like, Kismet, it's not working, bro. It's not working. That's because we can't put this one in first. We have to put this one in first. Yes, and then we go and we put our other atrium in. It should work perfectly with no problems whatsoever. We're just going to snap it right in there. Snappy McSnappy. Come on. There we go. Snap in there. There we go. That one actually works because we know it works, right? Because we already did it on the other side, so we know it works. And look at that, everybody. Non-symmetrical building, nice and smooth, nice and beauty-muss. Looks great from the inside, except for those walls, which I wish I could make it do something else. But we did what we can do. Up in there, looking good. Now, there's a little bit of a gap there, but if you ain't looking at it from this side, it's fine. Over there, looking good. Looking good. Now, another way we can fix that, of course, is we can go in and we want to fix the bottom part here. Is we can go in and we can fix that gap by... Oh, got to move the stairwell. Got to move the stairwell. It's blocking my piece. Still blocking my piece. Get out of the way, bro. Get out of the way, bro. There we go. Put that in. Snap those stairs back over here. Oh, piece is missing. That's why it's not snapping. Put that back in there. Thank you to Narumitoa. Narumitoa. Thank you so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing the follow button, becoming part of the Kismet Army. I swear you guys make these names just to make sure that I can't say them. But that is a great name. Thank you so much for hanging out. If I did butcher your name, feel free to let me know how to say it properly in the chat. I butcher everybody's name, so that's just part of my charm. Part of my charm here in chat. Or here on stream. There we go. So we can put that in there. By the way, we don't even need to use these anymore, by the way. We could just use the flat atrium floors if we want. But we want it to match up to that other one, so we're going to go ahead and use that for now. And then we'll get our stairwell back in here. There we go. And we've kind of finished out that whole area. Now, again, there is a gap there. Not on this side, you can't see it because, of course, you've got your vault-tec rooms there. But you can see it on this side, that gap right in between here. Now, to eliminate that gap, of course, you'd want to put in some walls. And we're going to go back to what we had done before here. And we're going to put in a double doorway, I think. I feel like something like this. And... come on. Something like that. Then what that will do is that will kind of cover up that edge. And so when you're looking at it, you won't see as much. You can still kind of see it there in that corner. But, you know, that's what we can do in the vault-tec kit. We have to work within the limitations that we have. Now, again, check out this vault-tec, this Overseer window action. Pretty awesome. Again, look at the size of our mega build we got going here. We're just getting started up in here. Just getting started. Starting to get a little bit of dark up in here. Let's go ahead and save because we just did a tremendous amount of stuff, and I don't even remember how long ago it was I saved. And let's go ahead and push forward on time so you guys don't have to watch me build more. Woo! One more month until my dragon has a birthday. Exactly. Exactly, Kellermall. Thank you so much for that 11 months of love. Oh my gosh, we are one sub away from getting on that Kismet love train. One more sub. We're going to get on that love train. For those of you who haven't seen it before, you're going to be in for some fun. Some interactivity in the chat. Hey, Kismet, what's up? Doing great, Gravity. I am mega building, as you can see. I'm going to make a working helipad up on top of this baby. You wait. You wait. It's going to be awesome. Do I have Instagram? I do not. I'll go sub after watching the stream. I subscribe and hit the bell. Oh, well, thank you, Concise Bread. Thank you. I put every stream up there. Yeah, no spicy, no bacon. You guys can have it for me. Believe me, I had more than enough of my share. That's why I probably had the gallbladder plane in the first place. Yeah. Let's see. And above the floor there, where it's quieter. Exactly. Exactly. Well, you notice where I'm putting mine, right? You notice where I'm putting my stuff. Is there another quarters wall pattern? Yes, in this mod that I have, there is other things. On the default DLC, no. But I did add a mod for the vault-tec patterns. I can't remember which the name of it is. I have 70 of them in there, so go in there and look. It'll show you which one's which. You can go check them out on Nexus. But I did have some other ones here. Let's see. Is it common? No. It is luxury. Here it is. Luxury, you can have different patterns on the wall, as you can see. You can have like a blue pattern. There's a cool red one. So different luxury rooms for your peeps. And they're exactly the same as the other kits, except for they just have different wallpaper, which is cool. You got barber, lavatory, you got all sorts of stuff. You can do even Nuka-Cola quarters. Look at that. Isn't that kind of cool? I like that. I think that's pretty awesome. I actually use the Nuka-Cola one more for like a restaurant than that. Though they do have a restaurant one, of course. They have a one that comes with the vault-tec DLC, the cafeteria. That one right there, which comes out awesome, awesome, awesome. And again, thank you, Dino Guy, for that love. He said yes in the chat. I think it's better if you make all the window matches. If you make all windows match in each floor. Yeah, that's true. That is true, but again, I'm not building symmetrical right now. You're like my favorite streamer. I wish I had money because if I did, I would donate $100. Oh, well, thank you, Concise Bread. Well, hopefully you hit the lotto tomorrow and you come in, you can drop $1. You know, I don't ask for much. I don't ask for much. Crazy Cheese, Kevin. Hey, Kismet, what are you building at the moment? I'm building something pretty epic. Let me go ahead and put it to daytime first. A little bit further so you guys don't have to watch me build in the dark. Then we're also going to make it a beautiful day, which it already kind of looks like it is, but let's just make sure here. Let's just make sure. Let's fire off a nice rocket here. Boom! Now it's a beautiful day. There we go. Let's take a look at this baby from outside. You ready? You ready for the Mega Vault? Now, we're just getting started, everybody. We're just getting started. This is really not even close to the size it is, but look at this. Look at this. This ain't no tiny little baby vault here. This is some serious vault building right here. Now, this vault is a combination of manufacturing on the floor, as well as it's residential. You can see we've got some residential in there, as well as we are going to have a whole commercial part where it is. Now, of course, we have not done the underpinnings yet. You always do that last. Don't do that first. You spend hours and hours and hours doing that, and then you realize you don't even like what you built, and you want to redo it, or you want to fix the floors, or move it, or make it smaller or bigger or whatever, and you spend all that time working on the underneath part, which I've done for hours on end, and then realized that was just a waste of time. I was like, I can just do it later. I can just do it at the end when I get it. Okay, that's the way I want it to be. Let's just do that. Now, of course, it's got a vault door, as you can see. It's got a giant atrium that we're filling in right now. We've got some stuff here: conveyor workshop, robot disassembler, and auto butcher. We just put the bad guys in there, and it chops them up into pieces, right? Whether it's like synths, or whether it's like a super mutant or some bad guy, we put them in there. It'll chop them up into pieces and put them back in the workbench. On this side, we've got our manufacturing going. We've got ammunition plant going here. We've got energy weapons, and over here we've got power armor, which is actually doing fusion cores. And this one over here doing armor for my people, combat armor. Now, we have certain switches and stuff like that we need to set up. We used to have them here on the floor. I took them out because we're going to build kind of an upper level command room for this, right? And we're going to do that in just a moment. After we kind of finish out the rest. Did it get foggy in here again? Hold on. I got this. Stop it with that foggy stuff. Stop it with that fog. All right. Much better. And then over here, of course, we have the Kismet Mega workshop sorter. And then, of course, this sorter is way beyond. It's actually pulling specific things out of the workbench. Not just using a vacuum hopper. It's using this object extractor, so it's only pulling certain objects out. So it's not pulling out the weapons, the super mutant armor, the raider armor that always gets stuck in your stuff. Now, this is from a mod called Manufacturing Extended, and frankly, I think this should have been in that Contraptions DLC. And it pulls specific things out of there and really makes it so you can control what you're pulling out so you don't pull out the wrong stuff. Now I don't ever have to pull weapons out of there. I don't ever have to pull that super mutant or any of that other stuff. If it's not in that object extractor, it's not going to pull it out of the workbench. Another thing I learned is that the object extractor does actually not have to be aiming at the workbench itself, even though I have it aiming at it now. It doesn't need to be. It can be anywhere, and it will just automatically pull it and do it, which is kind of immersion breaking, but also, I guess, somewhat convenient. As you can see here, it's sorting my water. It's sorting all my other items like fusion cores, fragment grenades, all sorts of stuff there. And then over here, we're sorting armor and clothing like vault-tec, dog armor, combat armor, as you can see, docs, various documents that we sell or whatnot, power armor. Now over here, we've got meds for sale, ammo, stealth boys, all sorts of stuff that is just stuff we're going to sell to the vendors, pretty much. Over here, we got various other armors as well that it is sorting that we know we're just going to sell. Like great example, raider armor and stuff like that. We're going to sell all that. These ones right here are currently not being used, but I always leave room for expansion because you might think up the next thing and you're like, oh, well, I need a sorter for this, and you haven't left enough space for it. So usually I build like 2 or 3 extras. So that is the manufacturing floor. Now, of course, you can see here, now this is going to be my mega Overseer's office. This is actually going to be multiple levels with a huge museum in there for legendaries. So legendary museum with all the legendary guns, the signature guns, and of course we'll have a power armor museum up there as well. So here's their residential here on the side. And of course they have their first level of residential, and then they can kind of switch back. And they have their second level, and of course the third level. Now this is very secure right here, right? If you're back here and this is where your bed is, you're in a pretty secure location unless they hit it from the side outside with a nuke. Then you might take some hits, but this is a pretty secure location to sleep, right? That's what I would want. I would want my bed to be in the most secure location, so they had to fight their way through an army to get to me. So that's how my peeps are going to be nice protected up in there. And again, I was talking a bit on how to do switchbacks and how to use the vault-tec kits together. And then on this side, we are building out where all of our vendors are going to be along this edge. We're going to put our helipad on the roof, and we're going to put all of our food on the roof as well, because we're going to have it outside, so it's growing outside. And of course, you can see it from up here looking awesome. And of course, we have the massive power going right there. And let's go ahead now. I think we've got far enough on this. All we really need to do is fill in the rest of that, and I think we should be good. Let's go ahead and let's just do that first. So we got the roof all filled in. We feel like we got that done. We're running a bit over on the stream. So that's what we're building. We're building it in, and now we've built in our residential. We've built in where we're going to have our commercial. We built in our factory floor. And then, of course, now we're just filling in over the top of it. To make it look legit and just to keep the rain off people's heads, right? Now, this is a bit of the trouble part here is you're way down here, and that stuff's all way up there. You want to get up there. Well, here's a way of doing it. You can just go ahead and put some stairs down and just kind of work your way up there like this. Or you can do some other tricky stuff like literally walk all the way up there. Oh, actually, I may not be able to make it. Yeah, I can't make it from that angle. All right, let's try the other way. Let's try the other way because it's just not high enough. Here's something you can do. You can literally just walk up to the top here. There we go. Just run all the way up. Like so. And, of course, eventually in my Overseer's office over there, I will have access to the roof. But right now, we actually have access to the roof because this is the switch back here. But if you take this one out, nice little ramp, which I was showing earlier. Here we go. Hey, wait, why is it raining? It's raining up here, people. So now we can get up to the roof, and we can go ahead and fill in the roof while we're here. Let's do it. even though it's raining. I tell it to be beautiful, and then it just rains. That would be a cool mod. What it does has a sensor that senses bad weather and then automatically shoots off one of those things to fix the weather. That would be cool. I'm down for that. I'm down for that mod. And again, we'll just keep it going across here. Now, right here, we've got a problem of this edge we'll show. So we're going to go ahead and actually use one of these to kind of block this edge. I think it's going to... Oh, that's a corner. A flat one like this. Now, it's not going to work here because I'm going to have to run it around first. I'll show you what I mean. Gonna have to, because it only attaches to the front of it. So we'll run it around this way, like this, and then again we'll try not to walk off the side and die, because I can die from being up here. There we go. See, it attaches from the front, so you want to attach that front. Now, of course, once you get that attached, then you can use it to kind of fill in these corners. There we go. And that will attach in there real nicely. There we go. All right, then we'll get up on the top here. And again, good time to save. Do all that again. Very nice. And let's just go ahead and fill this baby in. And let's hope it all matches up, because that's the toughest part, is to get all the pieces to match up in the end. And you might be like, Kismet, dang, bro, how come you can build so much? Well, I do have a mod that does increase my build limit. It's not unlimited, but it's about 2 to 3 times normal build limit. Because you know what? When you have a nice, robust machine, then it's not so bad. But if you've got a machine that can't handle this kind of level of building, that's why they have those limits there in the first place. Is for people who can't handle that. Now, right here, you see we're having a bit of a problem with this right here. Now, we can go in and we can say, okay, well, what piece can we use to fill in this roof, right? I mean, we've only got one atrium ceiling piece, right? And we're going to go through here and we're going to say, okay, well, what can we use? Can we use any of this stuff? What about a floor? Can we use a floor? No. Can we use the actual roof piece? Will it actually snap to the atrium? Like so. It'll snap there, but it won't snap to the atrium itself. So how did we get it to line up to this over here, right? Well, this is square. All right. Notice here, by the way, that sometimes it does this gap. See this gap that's running down there? It could be either this piece or that piece, right? Which piece is causing the gap? Now, what I do is I usually build it, and I come back, and I try to fix all of these gaps later, right? Because it'll create gaps and offsets from these ceiling pieces that you think is right. Look, see how that kind of offset? And since we went off of that piece is a little bit offset. That's maddening, by the way. Why I would just have that little bit of give in there, right? Why I would have that little bit of give in there to throw off your whole entire ceiling build. But that's okay. You can always come back and fix it later. You can always come back and mess with it later. So how do we fix this across here? Because this works because this is square this way and this is square that way. And we got this to work by utilizing, putting some pieces in and then running them, right? But this over here does not seem to want to let us put these in. So let's try something. Let's take this out. Let's put this in. Let's go ahead and get that piece again. Right here. Way down here. And then let's see if we can just snap it right back in there again. It's like, well, Kismet, kind of hard to snap from up here. Very true. Very true. So let's go ahead and head back down again. Head back down. Come on, run, dude, run. Got all day here, bruh. Ain't got all day, so let's run down here. Take a look at our predicament. Right here. So again, having trouble lining that up so that will line up there. So we'll go ahead and grab that piece again. We'll try to snap it in there. Like so. Again, it's blocked, right? It's blocked. But what piece worked, right? This atrium piece worked over here when we put in that piece there, and then it snapped across there, that atrium corner edge. But these atrium pieces over here are much more finicky, right? Much more finicky than these over here. So there's something we can do to try to make it match up, right? We can just grab the piece and see if we can get it to match up this way, right? Just to snap to it, which it doesn't do. Normally what everybody does is they put the atrium so the two pieces touch each other, right? Or you can offset it in such a way that it fits across there exactly, right? The pieces fit across. But then somewhere in there you're going to have half pieces, right? So it does kind of screw you up a bit because it mathematically doesn't work. It doesn't come out right. And again, I don't make the game. I don't make it mathematically not come out right when you offset the atrium pieces. Not my fault. But I know that can be real frustrating when stuff like that happens. So again, we'll get over here. Look, not raining on us, which is good. And over here is raining on us. So let's go ahead and take care of that rain. Pa-pow. Nice. Okay. So we've got to figure out a way to make this work. So what are some of the things that we can do to try to offset this to make that work across there? Now, I think that what we should do is we should work backwards. Working backwards means you work from here and you work and you try to get it so the stuff will match together and then you run it all the way down and so on. So we're going to try to get this side to work. Again, concrete. We'll get ourselves a stairs. And making the control panel or the control center work is really the easier part of all of this. This is the tougher part. And we'll get up here, nice and high up, and we'll try to work on these sides here. All right, and again, same thing over here. We've got to utilize our atriums and our ceiling pieces like so. And take this out, put in the ceiling piece, get this piece again, but only the half piece, wrong side, this piece, and we'll snap that in there. Again, if we try to use this piece, we know that snaps in there. So you're like, oh, Kismet, why did that work? The reason why that worked is because there wasn't stuff obstructing it. Like over here, we had stuff obstructing it, but that worked and it came all the way down. Now, I don't really like the fact that it's got these things here, but yeah, it's what you got to do, right? It's what you got to do because I really don't have a, go way down here. I don't have a corner piece. And again, I mean, why didn't they make more pieces is all I'm thinking. I don't have a corner piece without that thing in the middle, right? So no matter what, I'm going to have that in the corner if I want to use that corner piece. So I might as well just leave that as well. And it's like a little shelf or something up there. I don't know. I'll make something out of it, maybe. Same thing over here on this side. We need to go ahead and make that fixed like so. Again, good time to save all of that. Spectacle Island, yeah. Spectacle Island build. This is usually where I build most of my big builds because this is the place where you can build the most. Even in the vanilla version of Fallout, you know, if you just have the regular version, you don't have any DLC or no mods or not, Spectacle Island is the place where you can build the most from the very beginning. All right, and we're up here. Let's get rid of this stuff. Let's get back to our vault stuff. And we're getting to it, everybody. We're getting down to the end here. Do appreciate you guys hanging in there. Learning all sorts of cool stuff today, I'm sure. Showing you all my best stuff. Now, again, look at this issue we have across here now. Can we make it? Yep. And let's go down here. There we go. And now we're going to have a problem with this being in the way. The conveyor workshop, so we'll move that off to the side a little bit there. And then the other atrium piece. So finicky. Come on. I know you go there. He only does it for a second just to drive me crazy. There we go. All right. All right. There we go. So we got that in. We got that edge in. And now all we got to do is do the rest of that, right? Oh, man. It's so tough. So tough to get this stuff to work sometimes. Very, very tough. And if we offset it back, it's still going to have the same problem of the fact that it doesn't line up perfectly across there. So we've got to find a way of doing that offset, or for it to accept the fact that I've got pieces up there, and we might have to just cover it up over the top, right? If it won't let us do it, because it's the first time I've ever tried to do with a 4 cross like that, and we might have to just do something about it, right? We might have to say, well, you know, there's not much we can do, right? We'll just have to wing it with the pieces that we have, with what we've got to work with. Okay, and again, let's go ahead into the vault-tec stuff here, and let's just make this easy for us to get to place to place. Now, if I do fall, by the way, I definitely die. I will definitely die here. Across here, and again, we're glad it doesn't use like 7 days to die physics, right? If it did, we'd be in trouble, because this stuff would fall down. Again, these things snap really weirdly, but there we go. Again, it'd be nice if these just snapped in there, right? So we might have to do what I call the old cover-up, where you cover up the top here. I mean, you can just try to put that up on top, right? But look at this. It doesn't sit on top of there. All right, maybe something like this, sitting on top there, but then we'd have to kind of finagle it up there. Maybe we can go concrete floor, right? We set that up here. But again, look how weird that is. How it doesn't, well, we can use it, we can go off of that. But how it doesn't work on these ones, right? But on these ones it does. On these ones you can actually set it right up on top of it, right? You can't do it on these side ones. You can't do it on the roof ones, at least with my mods I have on right now. But you can do it here, and we could try to line it up, right? We can kind of eyeball it if we want, and line it up like this. And again, there's always some workaround. Now I'm lining it up like that to try to, actually I should go a little bit sideways like this. I'm lining it up like that to try to get it. Notice how it's popping downwards there? It's telling me exactly where that edge is. And then I could do something like this. Because that's what you got to do. Right? If it doesn't work, you got to think a way around it. You're welcome. You're like, Kismet, that was going to be impossible, but you did it. How did you do that, bro? How do you do such awesome stuff like that? Lots of practice. Lots of practice and loving what you do. That's how you do cool stuff like that. All right, let's take this out. And you're like, Kismet, how are you going to get down? I don't know. I don't know. Well, that's a problem for, that's a later problem. Right now, we got a building problem. Let's go ahead and fill that in like so. Now, again, if they get me a piece that fit in there, I would put that proper piece in there. But since they didn't give me that piece, I've got to work around it, right? I gotta make it work based on what I know will work. Like so. And it might be up a little bit from it. On this side, I can see it already. Like so. And you can also do this, right? So you can't see the gap. But you know what's even cooler? You know what would be even cooler up here? A gigantic helipad and a gigantic area for, of course, doing food. So I say we do that instead. What do you guys think? Yeah, you like that idea? I like that idea. Let's do it. Let's take that out of there. Let's go ahead, and this time we're going to use the concrete, and we're going to try to snap that in there. But now look at this. Like Kismet, it doesn't snap, bro. No, because it loves to drive you insane. I'm going to go ahead and put that there, and of course you could just snap that right on top of the other one, right? Of course you could just snap that right on top of the other one, because that would make it super easy. But no. Nope. So what you got to do, of course, is do some workarounds. Kismet going to show you one of his epic workarounds here to get stuff to snap on top of each other perfectly. First thing you do is you grab yourself a shack stairs like that. You can also offset it if you want by grabbing a little thing of wood like so. like so. But you can also just use it like that. Now, this actually is a concrete foundation, by the way. It's one of those. And it's snapped in there, and it's gone through that thing down below, as it does. And then, of course, we're going to go back. I love using the concrete kit, by the way. The concrete kit is fantastic. And then you're like, okay, watch this as I snap this baby right in here. But you're like, it's snapping over there, Kismet. It's not snapping. It's not snappy McSnappy right where you want it to do. Of course, I'm using the ladder is what's causing it to snap. So what I really wanted to do is I wanted to offset this way a little bit, right? Which is going to pull it in this way. And then let's go ahead and see what happens there. If we go ahead and snap it in there, like that, of course, it's perfectly snapped above the item that we were trying to snap before, right? Because I used the ladder and that offset, because it's the same size as this, to offset it, so I can go ahead and put that in there, like that. And now we've got that piece in. You know what? We can put as much of this in here as we want. Because we got one going. That means we got them all going. So let's go ahead and take this out. And I do a lot of this kind of stuff where I use stuff temporarily. Stuff temporarily. Like so. And then we shall build the greatest. The one, the ever. But look down below here. See, we've still got a bit of a gap under there, right? Because it's up off of the thing. And you're like, Kismet, how can you offset it down by just one? Heck if I know. Heck if I know. That's a tough one to do. That's a tough one to do, to offset it down by one. So you really want a floor in there. You really want it to be a floor so it can kind of cover that up a little bit nicer. So you're like, Kismet, you just had a floor in there. I said, I know. I know. I'm just showing you guys how to make this stuff work. I know it was in there. Now, again, we're going to try to snap that in there. It's not working right now. But that's okay. We can snap it out here to this stuff. Come on. There we go. Snap it like that. And you're like, uh-oh, now it's offset. Exactly. So we got to go in. Not that one. By the way, you can pick up stuff underneath you and make yourself fall. I have done it before. I have done it before. All right. There we go. Now we can snap all this stuff in here. Let's just go ahead and put in a proper floor here instead of these little pieces like this. So we feel like we have thoroughly closed this in like this. Well, we can also put ceiling stuff in here if you want to. All right, you can go in and try to finagle this so it becomes ceiling. But I don't know. I don't always like ceiling stuff. I don't know. Sometimes I just use floors because they're more convenient. More convenient. Like so. And again, use what works. I know, it looks awesome, doesn't it? All right, let's get back to it. So let's go ahead and put these in. Now, I like to put a 3x3 like this for my helipad. And yes, that's actually going to be a helipad, and my helicopters are actually going to land up there. Vertibirds. And then we'll go ahead and obviously put stairs in so we can get up there. Like that. Now, this is going to be my helipad right here. Now, to make this work, you actually need it to line up in a very specific way. And you have a thing that allows you to teleport here, right? An actual little like doormat that allows you to teleport to that particular area. Now, this is a 3x3 grid. And if we try to put it down, it actually is not going to work. It's got to line up in the edge of these right here. Right? It's got to line up where the four come together. You put it there, and it, for 50% of the time, it works 100% of the time. So there you go. There you go. OCD is your friend. Exactly. Or a retractable roof. There you go. That'd be cool, huh? Like during the daytime, like the whole roof opens up, and then at nighttime it closes, or when it rains. Yeah. I'm down for that. All right. So this will be our helipad here. And then over on this side, we can build out a gigantic garden of various stuff. So we'll go ahead and do this. Now, of course, I'd love the fact if you had like, you can change your concrete floors to be like white or other colors to match your vault, right? And that's going to hang over a little bit. I don't really want that to hang over, right? I would rather it be nice and perfect up against that edge. So instead of it having it hang over on each edge, because you can see that it's about a half of thing. Now, that's not going to go there. But we're going to go across here And again, see, that's about a half on both sides. So how do we offset that so that it's not, so that it's kind of perfectly lined up? Well, again, you always want to use your half stuff. Like you can use your half floors, which allows you to offset stuff by a half, right? So you take this, you move it over here. Now it's offset, just like that. Again, that's just one of the great things about the concrete kit is it has these half sets that you can just go in. See? It was that easy. All this time, you're like, dang, Kismet, it was that easy all this time? Just to use half floors and to use half pieces? Yep. Again, we're just going to fill this in with the concrete kit. Now, by the way, we don't have to fill this in with the concrete kit. Hold on, hold on. Let me just back up here. In case you guys are like, oh, you have to do the thing. No, I can come back now and replace this with atrium floor if I wanted to. I can try to put that right in here. But the problem is it will only snap where it can sink down. So you've got to get it started somewhere. And notice how it's not working over the top of this other kit because it's too thick, right? So over here it'll work along this top edge, but off to the side here it won't work. And again, we have all this weird kind of offsetting, which drives me insane. Again, see, notice I'm trying to move it. Why does it come up like that? Why? Or maybe it's this thing, right? Move that closer. I don't care. I don't care. All I care about is the fact that I can no longer see it. I can no longer see it. And again, I find that the concrete kit is the easiest way to go because the pieces are nice and small, like this. Again, we want to, you know, make this a nice, big, workable area. Now, the entrance to this area is actually going to be right over here. So I can come in and out of my base. You know, I might want to move the helipad to this side. Why have it way over there? Why not have it right next to my base? I like that idea. Hold on, hold on. We're going to have to move that helipad. And that's not going to work there because that has those atrium pieces. And there we go. Yeah, we're going to move that helipad down to this side. We'll put the food on this side. I like that idea. Let's go. Let's go, peeps. Now, I also need the ability for my people to make their way up and down up here at the top so that they can work on the food and stuff as well, which I will make work down on that end. I will give them the access to get up here on the roof, coming out from that side up to here. Now, we're getting more than halfway up there, so we're building a lot of stuff here, but we'll keep going. So on this side, how are we doing on time? Oh, running low on time. Save, kids! There you go. I like the way you think. Let's do it. We'll save. I did save a little bit ago, but I'll save again. Okay, again, we're going to need to use our offset so that we can line that up above. Now, one of the things you can also do is, again, use the same ladder. Same ladder right here. But you want to kind of rotate it so it's on the block next door, like this, right? So this block is now lined up, actually, at the corner of this block here. And then let's put in the floors over here first. Like that. And again, you only have to start with one block, and once you have one block, you have them all, see? Okay, lined it right up perfectly. Now, again, we'll put this, oh, we forgot to put the floor here. There we go. Now, we're going to have a problem right here and right here where we can't put this down, but that's okay. We're not going to really see it anyway because these big, gigantic blocks are going to be in the way. Now, why am I using these concrete foundations? Because they're the ones that make your helipad work. They're the secret to the helipad. And you're like, Kismet, you're going to make a helipad? Absolutely. Absolutely. Right over here. I've done it before, and I'm going to do it again. Boom. And again, the whole point of this is so that all of your stuff ends up where it has a center right here, right? So you have two in that, two this way, two over there. This is kind of like a square, you know, 2 by 2 square over there, 2 by 2 square there. We've got this over here, so we need to actually put 2 more of these in. like this. So we want it to be basically symmetrical. And make it a lot bigger than the one we had on the other side. Like so. Then we'll put this on here. Now sometimes you have to fuddle with it because it doesn't always work first try. And sometimes it, even when it does work from one place, it will not work from some other place. Now I know some of you right now, this picture of what I'm doing right now is driving you crazy. The thing that's driving you crazy is the fact that this is not rotated correctly to match the rest of them. I feel you. I feel you. I got you back. Let's do it. Let's fix it. Right here. Let's take this one, rotate it. There you go. How about this one? Rotate it. There you go. Rotate it. Now all the lines are going in the same direction. So there's none that are juxtaposed to each other. So yeah, so what we want to do is we want to get our target right there in the middle. Now, of course, we're up here, way up at the top. We're kind of in a spot where we're kind of stuck. And let's go ahead and get that one down there. So we can go down there, right? We can try to jump down. We can go ahead and take this thing out. We can make some stairwells down. But if you remember, right over here, we have left ourselves a way down. For those who didn't remember that. We have left our way down so that we can get down. We'll put that wall back there when we're done. So you want to leave little access ways so you can get up and down. Now, of course, I could also teleport down. I could just teleport to this location. And then the little thing will put me down there. But we've always got an access point just in case. Now let's go ahead and head in here. Feels like it's getting dark again. Feels like it's getting dark again. Go 11 hours. Save is your friend too, Kismet. Exactly. I try to save. I try to save quite often. Quite often, but of course, I built it once. I can build it again. And sometimes you build it a second time is better than the time you've built it the first time. Now that's what's cool. Uh-oh. Egret Tours took some damage. One more. Not quite daytime yet. There we go. All right, looking good. We still got to fix that area there. We got all this done. And then you just got a little bit of this kind of look like this, which kind of sucks. But, hey, we made it bend to our will as opposed to having to deal with what it wants to do. And we'll go ahead and take this out. Here we go. We'll take this out too, so we have to look at that. Take that out. We'll fix that later on. Take all that out. All right, nice. All right, we got ourselves pretty much a roof up there. Looking good. And now what we want to do is we want to find our quick travel target, which is right here. Fast travel target, we'll take that out. Now, the reason why you only get one of those, and the reason why I took that out is that's how I'm going to make the helipad work. The fast travel target in the new survival mode does not actually allow you to quick travel, because you can't quick travel in survival mode unless you have a mod. But then, of course, the whole point of playing the survival mode or the new survival mode is to make it have harder and then follow the mechanics of, you know, it being harder, which means you can't fast travel. So what does it do when it's not acting as a fast travel target, right? What it does is it actually acts as a target for the vertibirds. That's right, a target for the vertibirds to go to. So if you put it down, that's where your vertibird is going to land. So that is the secret of making this work. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. I'm going to go here into miscellaneous. Way over here, I got a whole bunch of other stuff for fishing and all that stuff. So here's our fast travel target. Now we're going to put that fast travel target right here in the center, like so. And we're going to test it. Now again, if it doesn't work, we're going to keep moving it around. But the trick is to get it in between kind of the four corners of one of these larger concrete pieces like this. Works especially good with the concrete kit. All right, so we got that lined up. Now let's go ahead and save again, because we're going to teleport. Whenever I'm about to teleport, I always kind of save. So let's go and let's just kind of head over to the Boston Airport. Oh, not the ruins. Boston Airport, right over here. And I think I have a vertibird signal grenade. Guess we're going to find out in a second. Sparkle Dog up there. Sparkle Dog saying subscribe, people. There you go. There you go. Actually, while we're teleporting, let's listen to an important message from the Sparkle Dog.
Hi, this is Sparkle, the legendary gamer dog. If you are enjoying the stream, hit the follow button, then go to your Twitch channel, then to chat, do a /Overseer Kismet, and if you really want to level up, press that subscribe button. Thanks and later, noobs.
That's the amazing gamer dog Sparkle. Now, if you don't subscribe, of course, she's going to snipe you in PUBG. Look out. She's going to get you. She's a deadly sniper. Deadly sniper. I actually put a thing on the stream one time, or no, I put it on Twitter, I think it was. And she, she's saying, "Hey, come watch my channel, da 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 da." And if you got sniped by somebody out of from nowhere, it was me. It was Sparkle Dog that got you. All right, so here we are at Boston Airport. Now, here's a great place to test it. Oh, I don't need to go there. We're going to go into our Pip-Boy here, into our inventory, and we're going to look under explosive, vertibird, signal, grenade. We're going to level up. And we're going to throw it really far away in case it's actually a live grenade. Sometimes I accidentally throw live grenades down and blow up my people. I know. All right, so we're throwing that down, and we're going to try to call in a vertibird. It's raining again. It's always raining or an electrical storm or something. Here it comes. Let's give it a try. Captain Stable's coming in with the auto host. Thank you so much. Now, again, I expect to see some epicness in the chat if this actually works. Now, again, 50% of the time, it works 100% of the time. So there you go. Actually, I think it's more like 20% of the time. But it does work if you get it lined up just right. Whoa! They're shooting from over there. Somebody's shooting from over there. Don't blast me while I'm trying to do this. All right. To Spectacle Island, go.
Glad to have you aboard. We'll be taking off in a moment. All weapon systems are go. Good shooting, Knight.
Oh, yeah! Die, you evil cars! If you like explosions, you're in the right place. I like blowing me up some cars. What can I say? Never get tired of doing it. Never get tired of doing it. My goal is to blow up every single car in the wasteland, and frankly, I'm really good at it. All right, here we go. We're going to Spectacle Island. Now, here's the trick. If it loads Spectacle Island before the vertibird gets there, you have a good chance that it's actually going to land on top of your base. If it doesn't, then it won't. So sometimes you have to do it a couple times for it to actually do it. And sometimes it'll work on the first try right away. It depends on whether you're looking at Spectacle Island, whether it loads in time, that it sees your base before the vertibird decides where it wants to land. Now, if it doesn't land on top, it's actually going to go right through your base. You'll still be fine. You'll still be at your base. But you will... I don't see it loading either. You will not land on top. So let's go ahead and see if we land on top of the base. And if we do, I expect some serious hype in that chat. Because you've never seen anybody have a vertibird thing right on top of their base. You've never seen anybody land a vertibird on top of a vault just like that. You're welcome. That's why they call me the Wasteland Tycoon. That's why they call me Overseer Kismet. There you go. Your own thing right on the top. Your own helipad on top of your vault at Spectacle Island. You're welcome. You're welcome. Be the envy of all your friends. You guys didn't think it was possible. You're like, Kismet, that's impossible, bro. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're full of aren't you? So there you go. I want to see some hype in that chat, everybody. There you go. The vertibird, a helipad on top of your vault. All right. That's easy stuff. That's easy stuff for me now. I know it works. That's the thing. You guys have the power now. You know that works. You've seen it work. So now you've got to make it work. Now you're like, Kismet, is that a mod? How did you make that work? Nope. That is how it works. If you've got the base kit like this and you use the big blocks like this, if you have the contraptions workshop or you have the concrete workshop or the concrete kit, you can do exactly what I just did right there. Up in the air, down on the ground, wherever you want to put it. 50% of the time, it works 100% of the time. There you go. All right. I think we're crushing it today. I feel like I need to kind of fill in these corners. I don't know. I just feeling I got to get these corners here. I feel like I got to get these corners action. Ba-bam, ba-bam. Just to kind of finish those out, right? Just to try to finish that edge out over there. I just feel like it needs to be finished out. Now, I can't put it over the top of this edge because it's up enough where it's not doing it. And, of course, we took out the big block that was over here, and we want to put that back like that. Fantastico. Now, what would be really cool is if we could just take the vault-tec kit here. And how are we doing? Man, we're running over by an hour already. Man, time goes by so fast when I'm doing this. It goes by very, very fast, but you know what? Tomorrow's Monday. We're just going to be doing a little bit of something tomorrow. Playing some Surviving Mars. I'll run a little bit over today. I'll run a little bit over. I'll get up. We'll do some Surviving Mars. Then I'll rest for a bit, or I'll get my kids, and then I'll rest for a bit. And then I'll work all night on a whole bunch of stuff I'm working on. Yeah, a bit slippy saying, oh, ho, ho. Yeah, Kismet with the epicness up in here. Now, how can I make that work? How can I make this go and end up right up here on the top? Perfectly. Snap right in there, right? Here's what you do. You take that floor out. You go in, you get the atrium floor, and you try to put that down. Now, it's not going to work, but I'm going to show you. Where'd it go? Right here. You're like, wait a minute. It does work, Kismet. Why does it work? That's because we're over here above this atrium wall top and not over here above the other thing. Come on, get over here. Get over there. Not above this atrium wall top, right? Which is that kind of corner, that big giant corner piece, right? You don't want to be the prefab. There it is, the atrium prefab. You don't want to be part of that above the prefab because it's too high up, so it won't work. But the atrium floor will work right there. And of course, we learned earlier that atrium floors, of course, can snap to stairwells, right? And we can bring down the stairwell. Now, of course, we don't want the stairwell to go that way. We actually want the stairwell to go the other way. But of course, it's very awkward to be able to do that, right? It'll snap this way, but you want that top one to snap, right? So you put it in, you grab the top part, you bring it down, and you say, okay, I want that to snap, right? And then you got to work with this awkwardness, right? But you got it to work. Did it line up? Yes, it did. Looks good. And again, I could put these atrium floors here, but the second I start putting the atrium floors along the outside, then it will get messed up. So we could take some of these out. We could rework all of that. But as you can see, we've made this stairwell do as we commanded it. And now it's ended up right here. And then we're like, hey, what? See how it's split? So now we've got a split area there. So we're in a bit of a problem, right? So it's not lined up to the actual area itself. So again, we've got to offset. And you're like, Kismet, oh man, I forgot how to offset, bro. How do you offset? Well, I'll show you right now. I just showed you a minute ago, and I don't mind showing you again. Let's do it. Thank you so much to Palthos coming in. Says, Kismet, I love it. My name is Bubs. What's up? My name is Bubs. Thanks for coming in for that host. Appreciate that. Appreciate that love up in here. So again, we offset by using these smaller pieces. Let's go ahead and use the smaller pieces. Let's take this floor out of here temporarily. Let's put this atrium in. It doesn't snap to that, Kismet. It doesn't snap to that. No worries, no worries, no worries. We'll go ahead and get this piece right here. We'll go ahead and snap that piece over there. We'll snap that piece off the corner because it works over here, but not over on that other side over there. I know, it's weird. It's weird. Then we'll go ahead, and we've using that little bit of offset to push it out like that. We'll go ahead and take that floor out of there like this. We'll go ahead and take this atrium floor. We'll put it right here. We'll go ahead and grab this, move that over, and then it should line up beautifully down here to this wall. Then we're going to take this wall out, right? And we're like, hey, we're back in the vault. Back in the vault. Partying time. So we're back in the vault here, and what do we need to do? Well, of course, we need to work with the concrete kits, and we need to work with the atrium kit. So the first thing we're going to do, is try to get our floor in. There we go. Now we've got a floor. Now notice that thing down there. Now when the second I saw that thing earlier, I knew I was going to build a stairwell that comes right up to here, right? And we can go ahead and try to rotate it around, or we can try to snap it to this one. Oh, look at that, but oh man, it doesn't quite reach. And we can't snap this one to the end because it sucks. I don't know why they didn't make it where it could just snap to the end. I don't know. I don't know, but again, we can use these kind of awkward pieces here to try to get it to go underneath there. Like that. Actually, you can use this awkward piece to try to get it to snap underneath there, but as you can see, you got to rotate it around. It doesn't want to do it when you're up against the side of a wall. So you got a bit of a ladder issue there, right? Now, of course, we were going to build something right here in the middle. So you're like, Kismet, do you think that far ahead? Absolutely. Absolutely, I think that far ahead. Why not? Why not think so far ahead that, you know, 5 moves ahead, that you could actually use this stairwell as the base of your 2nd floor control room? I had it already done. Remember earlier when I said, oh yeah, that would be much better? That was me building it in my head. Right there. 2nd floor control room. Actually, it would be 3rd floor, really. Right there. And now we're down far enough. We could hop down, and there we go. So really, that's 3rd floor, right? So you're like, well, you know what? I want to be down a little bit further than that floor. And you know what? We don't need these pieces anymore for right now. Again, we're just getting an idea of where we wanted to build it. Let's take these pieces out. And now we've got a bit of a landing, right? So we've got this, we're using the atrium floor as a landing to kind of come down or cascade down multiple floors. And of course, we got to fill in our floor there. We don't want bad guys to come up through the floor there. That would not be good. Not that they won't do it anyway, because it just doesn't work perfectly. But hey, you know, again, I just play the games. I just play them. So let's go ahead and make another stairwell right here. Then we're going to go ahead and use this down here. We're getting there, everybody. Look at this. Look at this magic that we're doing right now. Come on, I know you work in there. Get in there, you. And then we're building our 2nd floor control room right down here. Now that is kind of going a bit over the top of my stuff, which I don't really want to do. So I really want to have it over on this side. Like that, right? And then we'll put a nice support under there so it looks legit. Like that. Kind of liking it. Kind of liking it, but you know what? I feel like we need kind of a little entry area, like a little lounge over here on this side. Don't you think that'd be kind of nice to have a little lounge right there? I think it'd be nice. So that means that we don't really need this over here either. So let's go ahead and grab this little butchy thing here, and we're going to try to put it right over here. But look what happens. See, that thing's in the way up there. So that's okay. We can go ahead and try something else, something where it's not overlapping something up there. So we can go ahead and grab this, and we'll just run along the outside here. It doesn't matter where it is, right? It's going to take any robots or any animals, people, and it's going to chop them into little tiny bits. Little tiny bits. Like so. And actually, that could go a little bit further. A little bit further. This actually might be better outside. That might be better outside. You know what I mean? When we kill everybody outside, then we just throw them on there. Oh, and then I can show you how to run power from inside the vault to outside the vault. Oh, I'm liking that. I'm liking that idea. All right, hold on. Hold on, everybody. I like that idea. Let's do that. Because, of course, we're going to get attacked more outside the base than we are inside the base. Like so. And you notice I got that power in a very specific spot. Like that. So that it has kind of a double edge. And, of course, look, we took this one out. All right, so we got to get that one back in again. Can't quite reach that. It's up a bit too high. But again, you can see we're creating kind of a zigzag look here of this. Again, this is endless fun, doing this kind of really big building. It is a lot of fun. Speed up just a little bit. Something like that. And then, let's see, right there. We're going to go in, put another one of these real cool supports in if it lets me. Nope, this thing's too far in the way. There we go. Really? There we go. Okay, just being finicky. Huh? Really? Oh, it's offset. See that how it didn't match up? It's offset, but I made it work. I made it work. Now see how I tried to snap up a little bit? That's because this piece here, when I tried to match it to that upside edge, it's offset by just a little bit. So it does have that little bit of play there because I snapped it to the atrium floor, but you never know. You never know. I know that's what it does because when I see that little stuff like that, I'm like, ah, okay. Now we'll make them a nice little edge over here. Now here in the control area, obviously we don't want just anybody walking up there like that. So we'll go ahead and just make this so the stairwell doesn't face the entrance. I always like stairwells to face away from the entrance like this so they can't just come in, go right up here into my thing. You're like, Kismet, bro, did you think all that out in advance? Absolutely. Absolutely. So again, when we're in here, we want them to have to come all the way over here to get to me up there, because this is normally where I'm going to be if I'm running, or whoever the operator is going to be running all this down here. Now, of course, this is going the wrong way now, and so we want to take this out, rotate this around. Come on, rotate around. Oh, you're so feisty. Feisty. There we go. Rotate that around, but still kind of doesn't match, right? If I'm coming up and I want to just go up the ladder, right? It's good, right? To get up to the upper floor. I can go through there. And of course, the main thing is that my people can walk up here, right? Is that my people can make it up to the top floor and get to the food. That's what this is all about. This is not really for me. On that side, I'm going to build me one of these already. That's going to be my overseer's office. And this is going to allow me to keep on going. But it'll allow them to come all the way up here, especially if you have the atrium floor there, because they will be able to walk properly all the way up here to the floor, all the way up here to the ceiling. And, of course, I'm going to have food up here, which is what they'll be doing. And we'll have some lights and all that kind of fun stuff up here to make it work. But this will be all this up here. And we might replace this with atrium floors. You never know. We might enclose it in. Who knows what we'll do. We'll do whatever the heck we want to do. But there we go. So we got that working. And I don't like this part right here. I don't like how this stairwell ends up where there is not a kind of in-between piece. So, of course, that makes me have to move all of my stuff. That is how it goes, usually. Usually, that is the way that it goes. All right, so let's go ahead and move all my stuff out of the way so I can offset all this stuff over here, like so. There we go. And then we will move this off to the side here. Thank you so much for the nuke. Who's that? Daddy Croon coming in with a nuke. Second class elitist with also with a nuke coming in. Thank you so much. Captain Stables before that. Pathos again with the follow. Thank you so much. My name is Bubs. My name is Bubs. Like it. Poggers. Exactly. Who else? Who else has got a helipad on top of their base? Only me. Only me. And, of course, you now, because you know how to do it. Go out there if you do make an awesome helipad on top of your base. I'd like to see it. If you got an awesome Fallout 4 build that you would like me to see, I kind of like it going this way now. It kind of convinced me to make it go that way. Ooh, I like that. I like that now, yeah. Yeah, with that little edge, and then you can just go around this way. Nice. Nice. All right, so this is going to be our control area up here. So we're going to go ahead and make ourselves basically a little fun control panel. Now, normally I would... let's go ahead and save first. Normally I would just use the shoot things, but I think it's going to be kind of fun to just walk up here and then use our panels, which are going to make all of our stuff work. Right, so the first thing we're going to need, of course, is the thing that makes our sorter work. So what can we use as switches? So, of course, we've got a power pylon, which just kind of chains stuff. We've got our larger power pylon, which chains it even further and also acts as a wireless power. We've got our power conduits here. We've got a really cool switch power pylon where you just have a switch and flip the switch. We've got these kind of wall switches, which are also pretty cool. Right? They're real dirty, though. I wish there was a cleaner version of it. And then, of course, we have these things, which are really fun, where you shoot those, and it starts it. Right? And then that's pretty much what we got. Right? Now, is there anything else we could use for switches? We got conduits down here, which also you can use for switches because... Oh, I went past it. Because in here somewhere... Oh, it's back this way. It's actually in the switches. It's actually in here. Where are you at? Or not. Where the heck is that sucker? I know you're in here. There's also like a power counter too, which is a bit more advanced. Oh, come on. I know you're in here. Where are you? It's way at the end. Aha! There it is. You have these really cool conduit switches. Now, the reason why I like these conduit switches, it's the only thing I like in the conduit, is because you can see over the top of them. And you can just pull the switch, which is really, really cool. Now, if we want to use conduit, and I'm going to use it because I never use conduits, and there's a reason they suck. But if you want to really take your stuff to a whole next level, you can attempt to use conduits. Now, conduits, of course, are used for running power, right? You run power from place to place. Now, one of the fun things to do with the conduits, and really the few fun things that I really like, is the fact that you can actually see whether it has power or not. Just like this, right? That light will light up if it has power. So let's go ahead and run the power. Oh, actually, we got to run. Got to run it. We got to run it up and backwards, like so. Hold on, we got to attach this. Oh, let me go up there so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let me go up there. Speaking of. Oh, it does hit the stuff. Haha, cool. I haven't done that in a long time. It actually hit that and didn't go up into the sky. Oh, I love that about Fallout. When that stuff happens. All right, let's see if we can angle it so we can shoot it out the top here. See if we can get sneaky. I don't think so. I have to go here, so I'm going to have to move this. Hold on. Got to move this over to here. And grab this. Over there. Did we leave that open on purpose? No. I just haven't put it back in there yet. But let's see. Let's check the skills here, everybody. Let's check the skills. Oh ho ho! It actually works. Awesome. Awesome. It is getting to be nighttime though. Hold on. Let's again, let's forward time here so we're not building in the dark. Drunk coming in with the auto host. What's up, Drunk? Thank you so much for that auto host. Appreciate the love, bro. Appreciate all the people who got me on auto host, all the people who come in and host my channel. It does really, really help a lot. I appreciate it. Big time. And you know what, again? You know, it's Sunday night. We're chilling out. I say we just keep going. If you guys want me to keep going, put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat right now. Now, again, we are building at a level that most people only dream of right now. As you can see, an insanely massive vault up in here. We need to put a doorway in right there to fix that edge. We'll come back to that. And as you can see, we're building this up. Oh, is it not quite daytime yet? It doesn't feel like it's daytime. Let's go 1 more hour. There we go. Now we're at daytime. Now, of course, it's not lit in here, but you can see that we are getting light coming through over here. And as I get closer, notice how the light dims. That's how it does when you have a very, very big vault. Is it will have that kind of light issue, right? Watch as I move further away from the thing. Very far away, it's very lit up, right? Such is the way it goes. Such is the way it goes. All right. So again, we were talking conduits here. So what we want to do is we want to put something where we can attach this power up to this power. So we can do all sorts of fun stuff with conduits. And again, I never use them. I find them to be mostly useless. Occasionally, you can do some fun stuff with them, which I'm going to do with... Oh, we need the taller one. Not that one. This one. All right. Occasionally, you can do some fun stuff with them. And we're going to do a little bit up here because I do get this request all the time Kismet, what can you do with the conduits? How do you make the conduits work? And all of that, and blah, 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 blah. I will try to make them work for you. Now, you can't quite see them. Let me turn my light on, which isn't that great. But as you can see here, I've got this switch. I've got this going around this way. And I've got this kind of upper level one here that I can go ahead and just try to snap into there, right? So that's a kind of like a 2-level pole. But it's kind of going the wrong direction, right, as it does. Now, wouldn't it be awesome if they had one that went the other direction? Oh, that would be way too easy, but of course they don't. They have this one, though, which is basically going to do what I wanted to do. So I can go in, and it actually has a connector on the side, and then I can just run the connector right up to it, and there we go. We've got that power. Now, another thing we can do if we don't like that is we can try to turn it around the other way with these. Again, these are usually useless. I rarely ever use them. But we can go ahead and go in here, do this, and we can play a little circle fun right here where we go ahead and just turn that around in the opposite direction. And then we're obviously going to run it toward the power. And then we can run this. And then... And this is for all of you who come in my stream all the time and say, Kismet, tell me how to do conduits. I'm showing you right now. It may be the last time, though, so just letting you know. All right, so there we go. So we got that conduit going, and it is fairly close to the ground. You can see that it is levitating a little bit. But you can actually start it from the ground and work your way back up as opposed to work your way back down. I'll show you that. Let's go ahead and take this piece, move it off here. So we're going to start from the ground. Oh, let's take out the wire first. We're going to start by putting it on the ground, like so. Something like this. And then we're going to run it. Like that. And then we go up here to this side. This out of the way.
Kismet, if you're going to go much longer, you might want to do a YouTube cut.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that idea. All right, we're going to do a YouTube cut. Brilliant. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, or actually, I just cut this whole thing in half. Yeah, I'm just going to let it run, or I'm going to stop it, but then I'm just going to cut it in half, and I'll just... All right, let's keep going, everybody. We're working with conduits. Working with conduits here. Now, look what happens if you put it on the floor, right? It's down too far, right? So we kind of worked backwards, and it worked, but when we work forward, it doesn't quite work. So let's go ahead and see if there's any more pieces that we could use. By the way, look at how you can chain off the same piece, by the way. I think that's kind of cool about the conduits, that it chains off the same piece. You can see that one's a bit smaller. And then we can do this one, smaller. This one, which is taller, right here. Come on. Right, like that. See, those ones are the same size. The size I have now. And then this kind of conduit wall pass. Again, same size. So it doesn't quite match up to what I'm doing here with the stairways and all of this. So it doesn't quite match room to room. What it does match is the other buildings that are like the stuff here, the vault-tec. When you're building these rooms on top of each other, you can pass them over. As you can see, they do go from one room to another if you look at the floor level, right? So let's go ahead and put one down just randomly over here. And then we're going to put, like, let's put this round area. Grab one of these. And we'll put that on the floor of this, right? And then we'll use one of these to go to that upper level. And see how it actually goes to the upper level of one of those. See? You can see that, and you put another one on top. And you can run it through the wall, and you'll never even see it, so it runs to the next one. Now, I find that completely and utterly a waste of time. The reason why is the fact that you can just run it through the walls and through the floors a lot easier without ever having to use conduit at all. You never really have to use it, right? You never have to use any of this. And you're like, Kismet, why did you do that? Well, because people ask me all the time about conduit. Now, I actually don't want this power to run from this generator. I want all the rest of this stuff to run from this generator. But I don't want it to run everything. I don't want it to run that other side. Just this stuff right here, right? So we're going to run it backwards. We'll use conduit just for you guys because I know you guys like to see this stuff. Again, so we gotta start from up there and work our way down. Otherwise, it will not come out right. So we're going to go ahead and just do that. And it's going to be floating a little bit, but beggars can't be choosers, right? Bam. And take that out. And actually, take that other one out. I think that's the smaller one. Hold on, let's take that smaller one out. And I will use conduit, despite the fact that I despise the conduit kit. Because I think it does not have enough functions and pieces that make it work well. Like the fact that this pipe should be facing in the other direction. Right? It should be facing, I should have the ability to make the pipe face the other way. So it comes down and it faces that way. But it always has kind of like a U shape to it, right? Those are the only ones I have. Like, why don't I have a piece that's also like this, but just at the bottom goes the other way? I don't know. I didn't invent it. There you go. And again, also you can't rotate the pieces, none of that stuff. It is a very, very strange kit. Okay. Oh, we just need to raise those up. Okay, again, we're going to raise these up. And right there. And there we go. Now, the problem is, right, that's going to be kind of in the way, right? You got a big pipe right coming down in the middle of the walkway. So what would be better? Well, let's go ahead, instead of having that pipe in the way, is we will go ahead and move this. Now, the problem with conduit is the fact that you sometimes get the floor a lot. So instead of doing that, we're going to do the straight piece up here, right? So it gets out of the way, and we're going to have it come down right by where we want it to come down. Again, you could do this 1,000 different ways. It's up to you. It's your vault. Oh, a little too far there. It's up to you. And again, we'll find the top of that. Like that. How about that for a lot cleaner, right? Now it's kind of tucked away there, though you do got a cord running there. But it is tucked away from you, and you're using less pieces. Right there. And then, see, it's kind of extended out. Like so. Now I've got another one that's extended out. Notice the light is on right now. That's because... Is that cool or what? That's the only reason I like these. Is the fact that it turns that light on and off. That is freaking cool. So you know that there's power running in that direction. Very, very cool. So there you go. A little bit of the concrete kit. I mean, a little bit of the conduit kit there for you. Now, I also want to do some power along here because if you notice now, since I took all that power out, you can see that my stuff is still working right over here. Right? And you're thinking, Kismet, how the heck is all that power working? You got no power run over here. That's because it's actually running underneath the base right now. That's right. It's actually running under the base and actually being powered by underneath the base. You don't believe me? I'll show you. Right out here. We're actually running it under the base. So that all that fluorescence is actually being done wirelessly below the base. Because each one of these is like a big bubble of wireless power. If you don't know who Nikola Tesla is, hey, get Googling. Get Googling, people. That idea stemmed from him. Imagine if we had wireless power, by the way, in life. There we go. Lots of ones. Kismet, are you afraid to fall asleep? Nope, not at all. Save Kiz, exactly. Save, save, save. It's lit, exactly. It's lit. It's totally lit up in here. Kismet, I'm sorry you got forced into making a video about conduits. I know. I know. I don't like them, but this is among the very few uses that I think is actually useful for them. Is this kind of reduction of your wires running everywhere, right? And that really drives people crazy. Now, we can put this conduit radiator, which would actually send wireless power to that fluorescent there if we want. We can just actually run it up above in conduit and whatnot. But what we want, of course, is we want something more like this. Now, you can do this, but you can also, by the way, interactively make it the other way. Right? You can actually attach this one like this. So you can use the upside and the downside ones however you want them, and then you can just run that straight down to there. How cool is that, right? Instead of having all these wires running all over the place, you've got a limited wire down here, and you've got that up there. Now, of course, you could do way more complex stuff than that. You could do a lot of crazy complex stuff. Now, let me show you the way easier way. You ready? Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's go up here. Let's go ahead and take this out. And we're going to put in a floor. Now, I'm just going to show you my way, because my way is epic. That way, very less epic. All right, we're going to just put in a atrium wall right here, right? So we're going to put a wall up here like this. And we're going to go, and a lot of you have seen me do this before, and if you have, well, just hang with us here, everybody. Let's go to conduits. Let's go to power and switches. Now, the best thing in the entire vault-tec kit is this right here. It is both a wireless transmitter as well as you can simply run that power from that right to here. And you're like, Kismet, what the heck? That's right. Watch this. Now, I'm going to, of course, need another little conduit thing here since I'm using the conduit thingy here. And we're going to go ahead and just snappy that sucker right in there. We're going to run it spacebar down to here. We're going to go ahead and take this off so it doesn't look like that's working. And then we're going to go ahead and flip the switch. And you're like, Kismet, why is it not working? Well, what it does is it actually, this thing right here runs through the floor. Now, if I have this right here, it's not conducting the power from down here on this floor to the upper floor, right? It should do that, right? It should conduct that power up to there, but we need something that will actually conduct that power. So we're going to turn this on, and we're going to watch that light, and we're going to see what when that light comes on. So really, the easiest way to do that is to use something like a switchback stairs or something like that, so that each level has power from wherever that thing is. So what we're going to do is go into the vault-tec kit, and we're going to try something fun. Right? We're going to go ahead and try out one of these ramps right here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this ramp, and I'm going to try to snap it in here. Now, obviously, it's not going to snap there because we've got the floors and all that stuff in the way. So we're going to go ahead and grab this. We'll take that outside here in a second. We're going to grab this, and we're going to try to attach it right over here on the side, like this. Now, what it should do is it should attach from the floor here up to here to this piece right here. Now, we need to probably reattach it to make sure that it is working properly. So we're going to go ahead and take it out, reattach it. Now, it should run itself. All the way over to here. And be running this thing. Now, it doesn't always work perfectly. You can see it's having an issue, right? It should do that when it's running the power up to here. Now, let's go ahead and test it another way. Let's go ahead and test it by going in, and let's go in and see if the... And again, this is great troubleshooting if you're doing this kind of stuff. I'm showing you a bit of troubleshooting now. Let's go ahead and put in a lamp like this construction light, and aim it at the wall. Then we're going to go ahead and run this to the construction light and see if it turns on. It does not turn on. That means that that power from right down there is not going through the floor, up through this, right? Because this is connecting the wires from down there to up here, and not making its way to this connector. Now let's try something else, right? Let's go down here. Let's try this. Let's go down here, like so. Let's take out this one. Let's put in, just to test and see if it works. I see you down there, lady. And again, atrium. Put an atrium wall. Turn it this way. There we go. We'll do the same thing. We'll go in. We'll get that power. Oh, get the power switch. Again, we're a couple blocks away from it, right? We're 2 blocks away from it. Put that in there. Again, go in, get one of these, put it there. We know it works, right? Great way to troubleshoot your power. If your power is not working, use something like a light here, attach it to it, and say, okay, it's working on the first floor, but it's not working on the second floor. So how do we get it to work on the second floor? Well, we need to figure out why it's not working first. Why is it not connecting from down there to up here? Is it offset? Is it something that is not quite lining up down here at the bottom? Now it's lined up at the bottom. Does it work now? Nope. You know why? Because the offset from up there, like I said earlier, was off, right? So that means all of these pieces are off by just a little bit, as you can see. And as I raise them up, watch as we walk our way right over here. You're welcome. You're welcome. I just showed you how to problem solve your stuff. Because I know it works. If now you know it works. Once you know, you've got the power of that knowledge forever. And that's what makes my stream so awesome. Let's see it in the chat. Have to go get ready for work. See you later, kids. See you, Frozy. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, they called me Taj in the chat. What's up, man? The stair even looks like it has a conduit running up the side, doesn't it? Yes. So there you go. So the floors were not matching up properly. When the floors do not match up properly, it does not provide power. So again, great way to troubleshoot, great way to test it. Now watch if I take this out. Why is it still working? Well, because that's the way the game is. That's the way the game is. Sometimes it's like it shouldn't be working, but it is. Let's go ahead and take this out. Here, let's try to rise this up a little bit to match the proper level. Let's go ahead and put the stairwell in properly now. There we go. Now it's lining up properly to the ground. Let's take this out. Let's rerun it again. Still working, right? So the game is real finicky when it comes to stuff like this, right? Real finicky. So we're going to need to fix, you know, our walkway going back up again like this. We'll raise this up a little bit. We'll go back in and we'll need to fix it. Now, do we need to fix it all the way back up again? Probably not. Probably not, because we don't really need the power up at the top, or do we? Maybe we want to run the power all the way up there. If we're going to run the power all the way up there, we need the ability for it to chain from down here up the stairwell, which it actually does work, up one of those elevators or ramps that you saw, or one of those switchbacks stairs that you saw as well. It's got to go through the floor to make that work. Now, that means that also this is going to work, right? So if we go in and we do this, now look at this, how you can sink it in the floor too. I always think that's pretty cool too. You can't actually see it. Look at this, I can sink that into the floor as well. That is one of the few things I like about the conduit, is the fact that you can sink it down in there. So again, let's go ahead and do this conduit, because you guys like me to do it from time to time. So again, we're going to go ahead and take this. We're going to put it on the floor level. Come on the floor level. This time we're going to move it forward a little bit, so by the time it reaches up there, it'll be offset a little bit forward. And then we're going to put this in like so. It'll be in the floor. And we'll take this, going to be sunken in the floor. And again, that's one of the reasons why I like it. It's sunk, and then you can see what you're doing while you're flipping the switch, right? It's not, the switch is not up here, and then you don't have some big obstruction blocking you like that other switch that we have, right? That's one of the few things I like about that. And again, we'll go ahead and grab this. And now that we're out a little bit further, we can try to do that. Oh, it's a little bit too far down for that. A little too far down for that, but oh well, that happens. One of the things you can do is actually take this out. Take this, put it back in here. That will snap in there. Then you can try to get the junction and try to line it up here or try to chain it there. But because it's going through the floor, sometimes it doesn't work all that well. So you got to do, you know, workarounds as always. As always, go into your conduits here and try to find a way of bringing it up out of the floor. Like so. And now it's up out of the floor. Of course, it's going in the complete wrong direction than we want it to go. I don't think it's going to let me do that because I got the stairs there, but we'll try. Now, see, I'm kind of fishing around for the other side of that. Kind of fishing around to get that other side. Can't quite get it. Let's just do it over here. And again, this is just a lot of work to get these things to do what you want them to do. Oh, nope. I want to rotate it. Doing a big one or doing the big one? Hold on. Don't want the big one, I want the small one. Like that. Again, I'm just showing you some examples of what you could do. Turn that around. Again, it's up above your head. I mean, it looks cool. I mean, if you do it right. There we go. Now it's down here. And then, of course, we want to connect this to something so we know when it's connected to this. But then, of course, we need a multi-connector over here now to make it work. So, because we want it to run end up to here, up here from that side, right? So we don't really need this down here anymore. Take this out. Yes. And all we really need is this line, right? That's all we need because we're running the power through the floor first. It's all through these floor panels, right? It's running through the floor, making it up to this panel, then running it over to here. Then it's going to run out of here. And actually, we should have moved it over a little bit. That would have been a better idea. Hold on. Let me just go ahead and move that out of the way. Let's move this over to here. Let's rotate it the right way. Oh, come on, you. There we go. Rotate it the right way. Now we can go in. Now we can go in, flip this the other way. Put this over there. Take this out. And now... it's cool. I give them it's cool. But it's just a lot of work. It's just a lot of work when you could literally just run the power from one of these walls right to it. But there you go, everybody. Now we know that that thing is on right there. Right? And again, it's coming from this right here. So we don't have to run any wires off of this at all. And we go look at the thing. You're like, Kismet, it's not moving. It's not working. It's still working. You know how I can tell? There's stuff going down the conveyor. Sometimes the animation of it doesn't work. So just all you got to do is just see if your stuff is going along there. If it's going along there, if it's going into this one and into that one, if it's moving, then you know it's working. All right, so we got that going right there. We use a little bit of conduit here. And we can go ahead and turn all this, get rid of all this stuff down here now. By the way, if you store the wall with that thing on the wall, it'll store both things at the same time. Yeah, a little tip for you. A little tip for you. And again, let's get that atrium floor back in there. Nice. Okay, now we're looking sweet. We've got our power running this way up to here, off the wall here. Now, of course, it's kind of blocking my view, but I can always just kind of look this way, like that. And again, I love these little things here. Now, another thing I can do is I can actually have two switches on the same conduit. And I would imagine not that many people actually do these conduits. But again, let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to go ahead and snap another one right there. Because down below there, you can't see it, but down below there, there's these pipes like this. And these are snapped to each other like that in the actual floor. It's one of its few redeeming things, right? So you don't actually have to look at the conduit. It's hidden underneath there. So there we go. So we've got one going there, and then, of course, we have another switch here. We'll turn that switch off for now. I have a mod, by the way, that does that pop-up that tells me when stuff gets attacked, which is actually fairly useful. All right, and then the same thing here. Let's use a little bit of a smaller pipes here. Oh, we actually got a medium-sized one. Again, I rarely ever do this, but if you guys are enjoying it, you let me know in the chat. And then we can go that way. And I played with it for hours upon hours upon hours. That's how I learned everything I know about it now. But I really rarely find real great uses for it. I just like the thing. There we go. Yeah, if you don't want wires going everywhere, just do something like that. All right, now notice how both of these are powered, by the way, because this is running up here, powering this, and looking awesome. Now, what would be even more awesome is the fact that we didn't have that wire running, right? How could we make it where that wire was really, really short? Some of you are like, Kismet, I already know. I already know what you're going to do, bro. I'm 10 steps ahead of you, bro. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I'm actually going to run this where I cannot even see it down below here. I'm going to run it down below here, and we can run it up too if you want to see it that way. Hold on, let's. I can barely even see these pieces. We can run it up, and you can see that you can try to snap it down below here to get that going. Now, another thing we can do, by the way, is we go ahead and take. We don't need this. We're going to take that out. We can take this out. We can take this, and we can just kind of move it off to the side, so we don't have to redo that. Is you can do the conduit first. Come on. Oh, wow. Doesn't want to snap. Come on, get in there. Should snap on this side. Let's get down here and see if that'll help us. Oh, weird. Okay. Doesn't want to be, doesn't want to snap. Oh, feisty. Maybe I already got something there. Let's look. Nope. All right, let's take this atrium floor out of there. Let's try it now. Let's put the atrium floor back. Oh, wait a minute. We can't put it back. That's right. Now it's obstructing our floor. So if we have to take that out, which I don't know why, I would think you could just put the floor back would be nice, right? Just take the floor and snap it back there, and then you could run all the conduit however you want. I actually would like it to also snap the conduit to these actual circles. Wouldn't that be nice? You can just snap it to there and then do it through the walls and all of that stuff. But, you know, I asked for a lot. I asked for a lot. So that was not snapping through there for some reason. It should snap through there, much like we did on the other side. But it does not want to do that. And thus, we need to take all this back out again. We got to pull the atrium up here. Like so. Then we can go ahead and put all our stuff back. Got to be in the right category first. And then we'll try to see if we get something to snap to the side of that. There we go. That's working now. All right. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to have the stuff there first, right? So we'll put this back. And then we might want to have this stuff more forward too, right? That doesn't quite seem to be forward enough. So we'll want this to be a bit more forward. So we can try to adjust that. So we'll go ahead and use a small one. And now you can't see it. But right there, you can see I tried to attach that to that, but it didn't work. Right? So let's take this out of here. Now we've got a problem of the atrium floor being in the way, right? So we got to take the atrium floor out of there. We got to grab this piece. If we try to connect it to that and then put the atrium floor back, it doesn't work. So we have to take this out, put that on the ground or wherever, put that back up there, take this and try to put it up in there. And we're listening for that snap noise. right? Because we can't see it. It's not like we can make it transparent, which would be a fantastic idea. Hear that snap noise? So snapping in there. And you can see it's now more offset away from the wall. And of course, once we have one in place, we've got two in place. We're good. And then, again, wouldn't it be nice if you could just rotate those so they're upwards? Wouldn't that be awesome? Let's see, back this way. Like that, right? So now you just got that little tiny spot right there. It's ugly, but that's just the way it goes. And now we've got power over here. Now, of course, we want to see our thing when it gets to the end here. So we might want to take this off and just put that on the ground. So I can scroll forward. And we want to see when this has power. So we want to get our thing again, which I think is part of the coolest part of this. Put that in there. And we got to try to get that from way up here, which we did. Put that on there. Then. Slight problem. Why is that not lit up? The reason why that's not lit up is because, of course, it doesn't have the little piece in between that I put on this other one on that one. So again, a great way to problem solve. You go and you see if it lights up. It doesn't light up. We've got to put that little piece right here. And now it's lit up. And if you want to see what it looks like underneath there, I'll move it out of the way so you guys can see. So these are the tiny little pieces here that are connected. All right, and then I'll hit tab to cancel so I don't have to redo everything again. And now I've got an awesome system so I know when it's going. But look what's happening here. I turn that one off, just that one goes off. But if I turn this one off, they both go off, right? Because this power is coming through, down through this one. If I have this one off, it automatically turns that other one off. So really, this one controls both of them. But I can turn this one off if I want, separately. Now, I can leave it like that, or I can just separate it if I want and do that. But if you want to do the minimum amount of cables and all of that stuff, you could rework this so your little wire would be very, very small and your conduits would be nice and up out of your way along with all your wires so your wires are not right in your face. Just a little bit of wires. And actually it kind of looks cool for manufacturing, right? It kind of looks cool how it has that kind of cool industrial look to it. I like it. I like it. One of the few uses for the conduit switch. All right, now we're not done yet. We got to do this side over here. Now's a good time to save. When you get it the way you like it, you save it. You save it. And again, they call me me too. Oh, wow. Getting into the lurking mode. Getting into the lurky lurk. No problem. Lurk all you want. Come in, relax, take it easy, put your feet up. Enjoy. Now, we want, of course, to have different controls to all of our stuff down here. So we're going to basically do the same thing we did over on that side. And we're going to have some fun with these power conduit switches because they're the only thing that looks cool up here. Like so. So we're going to have a switch over here, and we're going to label it all, of course, eventually. And let's see. Let's actually separate these switches. Like so. Have one at an angle. We need to put our stairwell back there eventually. Okay, so we've got this kind of control room here. And we're going to need some labels. Now, if you go to your fluorescence right here, and you try to put something down like, let's say blue, and you try to put it on the floor, you get this real awkward thing, right? Where it doesn't let you put it on the floor. Now I can put it on the wall. I could actually try to put it on the thing itself, which obviously does not work. But I need something to put it on so that I can do it. But here's another thing you can do. There is other stuff you can do. You can go into decorations, and of course you see I got Nuka World statues and all that stuff. But we can go into wall decorations, and we can go to lettering. So can we put the lettering on the ground? Because of course sometimes that's what you want to do. You can put it on the wall, I can try to put the lettering on the thing, right? Oh, it actually works down there, but it's kind of hard to see, right? Kind of hard to see. I'd love to put it right there. Aha, aha. You learned new stuff today in the stream, aren't you? Aren't you? All right, now I could just use this label so I know that's going to run my ammo construction, right? So I can just go ahead and hit the space bar here. Right here. Space bar. What are you doing? Get out of there. Why is it? Oh, it's conduit. It's a conduit. Stop that, Kismet. Come on, wake up a little bit, bro. Just because you've been streaming all night long doesn't mean you can be goofy. It's a conduit. It doesn't run a wire. You gotta run a pole first. You gotta run a pole to a thingy to a wire. That's what we want to do. All right, so we gotta run a pole. Poley pole. Like this. Now we're gonna have, of course, our thing because we want to know it's lit up, and then we have it upwards or downwards, however words we want it to be. Do something like this, and then we'll run it. Okay. Now these ones on this side, because this is manufacturing and the other side is sorting. Why am I not centered? Because this side is sorting, right? And also this breaks components down into their raw form. That is different than this over here. Now this needs a separate power source. And we are going to get that power source right now. Now if we use one of the power things that are either this one, the nuke vault-tec reactor, it will actually chain back to that other thing. So it'll actually be connected. So we got to watch out for that when we're using stuff. Same thing with the super reactor. I don't want it to be using that. So we do have, just happen to have a fusion generator. And we can stick it over here. We can put it anywhere. But of course, I want to put it right down here where I got a nice open spot. No reason to put it far away. And it barely makes any noise, unlike those other ones, which are really, really annoying. So I want to go ahead and run that back up here to the conduit. Or we can run the conduit to it, which is a lot of fun as well. So we can go in here, and again, using conduit. Very rarely do I do this, by the way, so you guys are getting a super special treat today for this. And running this out. And then we can use another one. And I kind of like it, though. I kind of like it for this. This is not too bad. Normally, I find it's mostly useless. Because you can do it much easier other ways. A medium one? Yeah, medium one's good. And then we'll flip it upside down. And if you don't like wires running everywhere, that's the way to do it. Now look at that. That's the length of your wire right there. You know, I can fine tune that as well. I can literally move it so it's sitting right underneath it. Oh, I moved it away. Won't even see the wire. It's almost like it's connected to the generator itself. There we go. So we got that going. And what that's going to do is, you can hear it right now. The ammunition plant is over here making me some ammunition. Now this also runs to the other plant over here, which I don't want that one running. So we're going to go ahead and turn that one off. And we're going to take off this connection here. And we're going to redo all of our connections here with some cool conduit. Now this will probably be better on this side. Maybe with a little bit of an extension. Like so. Let's go in and do a little bit of an extension. And let's just take this. See, what I do with those is I just put them on the floor. So I don't have to store them in the workbench and then do them again. And a little bit further there. Like this. Yeah. Perfect. Alright. Nice. So now we've got this one, which is controlling our ammunition plant. You can see that it's pulling stuff out of the workbench here to run the ammunition plant. You can see it's going up and down, which it is making some 308 round right there, and then putting it back in the workbench. Then once it goes back in the workbench, our other sorters, which we can see are working right here, is going to pull that 308 ammo out of here and automatically sort it and put it in the stuff I want to keep. Then I will come over here to the stuff I want to keep right here. And I will look in here, and then my 308 ammo is right there. So it's manufacturing that 308 ammo right now for me. Very nice of it to do so, like so. And again, now we've got that going. Again, if we want to shut this all off over here, we can do that. Now, I normally would just always leave these running. Breaking down to base components, always running. And, of course, the sorter is always running. Unless it gets clogged up, then I want to come turn it off. You always want to have an off button. But, of course, you can always just take the wire away, and that will stop it from running as well. So here we go. We've got the ammo running. And then we're going to go ahead and shut that off. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, and we're going to need power over here as well. But we need it to have its own power and not be connected to this, to where if I flip this switch off, this goes off. I don't want that to happen. I want to have the ability, of course, on the next one. Now, these are in groups, right? We have this one, which is our ammo. The one way over there, which is going to be our power armor as well. So we're going to need another one of these little switchy switch deals right here. And oh, you know what? Actually, we need to switch these. We need to switch these. It just dawned on me. We need to switch these from side to side. Let's go ahead and put another one of these in. Again, if we wanted it to be synced in there, we could make the thing lower and then have it synced in there like we did to these, which is really cool. But that's okay. I'll leave it like that for now, just so you guys can see all the conduit stuff. All right, so now these are linked. Now this one has power as well if I turn this one on. See, now that one's power. So what I want to do is I don't always want to be running the ammo. I've got plenty of ammo. I don't really need that running, right? So the ammo one would be the one that I'd actually want to be secondary. So let's go ahead and grab this label, and let's change this one to ammo. Now, what other labels do we have that we can put on this first one? Decorations, and again, we'll go in wall decorations, lettering. So we've got ammo, armor. Well, that's obviously a good one. Clothing, food, guns. So they've already got it built, but you can go in and type whatever custom thing you want it to be, right? But it's already got the stuff that I already want. I know it's going to be making me armor, and that's the thing that I want. So again, we can go ahead and take this, try to put this on the front here. Now, it doesn't always work, just so you know. So you gotta, sometimes you gotta put it out there, you gotta scroll it in, you gotta fool around with it, maybe stick it on the wall like this, and then just kind of fuddle with it till it does what you want, right? Scroll it in, scroll it back. See, ammo worked. Why doesn't the armor just work? I don't make the games. I just show you guys what works and doesn't work. Again, ammo's working. So we'll line ammo up, and then let's switch to armor. Yeah, that'll work. Nope. Derpy derp derp. So yeah, as you can see, having a problem with that particular one. Again, just mess around with it, come closer, try to rotate it, and it kind of goes through there. And you wish you would just do what ammo does and just go to the front. So if that's not working, let's go over here and see if we can get this to work. A. Actually, I should put that in the center. Now you're thinking to yourself, Kismet, that doesn't spell armor. It does in my mind. That's as much as I need, bro. That's going to remind me that that is armor. This is ammo. That's armor, right? And you can just put arm in there. But I put AMR in there for armor, right? Easy, easy, easy. So this one I actually want to be the armor. So I want this one to run past what we've got here, right? And I want to run it to way over here. So we'll go back to our conduit here. Big time. Use this really long one. Come on. Finicky, finicky, finicky. All the way back. Another reason why this kid is annoying. All right. And actually, we might have been able to do a big swing. No, too far. Too far. That looks like it's a little bit too far as well. Get out of there so I can see how far it went. Oh, it went way too far. Okay. Like that. And let's go ahead and use a medium-sized one. There we go. And then we can use a corner. And another medium, it looks like. Yeah, let's go with a smaller one. I know, it's cool. I mean, conduit is cool. It's just not as cool as the wireless power. It's just not as cool, everybody. All right, again, it got dark again. Let's go ahead and save. Forward time. Let's do it. Ginger Age Gaming coming in with a host. Thank you so much. Slipama coming in. Also, X-Thugnificent. Thank you so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing that follow button, becoming part of the Kismet Army. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. If you're not familiar with my stream, my name is Kismet. I play a lot of various games, some Fallout 4 VR, 7 Days to Die, building games, RPG games. If you like explosions, you will see plenty of them here in my stream. You missed it. I was blowing up some cars earlier. My goal is to blow up every single car in the wasteland. As you can see, we're doing a tiny little build here. Just a tiny little build here in Fallout 4, making the Mega Vault. The Mega Vault with production down below. Or with sorting down below here, with conversion from from junk to base components. Over here on this side, we of course have our production going, and we are running our various lines so that we can have a little control room here. So when we flip different switches, it's going to do different things. So of course the ammo is something I would do very rarely, and the armor is something I would do quite often. So let's go ahead and flip that on, and you can see over there, way over there, that it is now on and running. So there we go. It's pulling it out of the workbench into this here, and if we have enough resources, there it goes. It's going to start stamping out. Takes a minute. Stamping out some armor. So there we go. There goes some combat armor. That combat armor will go back into the workbench. Then way over here on this side, as it comes out, right now doing purified water, but it will actually come out this side and then actually go down and be sorted along with all this other stuff that is still being sorted over here. See a bunch of different ammo and whatnot coming down there. Oh, we got a fusion cell. Let's just go ahead and pick that up. Drop that baby right on there and let it go about its way. Let it go about its way. How's it looking outside? Beautiful. Beautiful out there. Okay, so again, we've got this second floor control room that we're using. Now again, if I don't want it to do ammo, I can simply turn ammo off, but it doesn't affect the armor. So I can just sit and produce armor all day, and we're just going to let it run. Now, of course, we need a separate run for the power for our ammo. So let's go ahead and run that. And this is going to get real complex very, very quickly, and stuff's going to start getting in the way of other stuff that we are doing. So we'll get to that in just a sec. In just a second. Now the cool thing is you can actually jump on your conduit too. I guess that's a cool part of it. But we're going to go ahead and go in here. We're going to turn this upside down. But we also, oh, we almost forgot to put our light in. Now I love to have these lights in because they give you they definitely give you a heads up. Let's use a smaller one. They definitely give you a heads up that it's working or not, right? And we'll put this one out a little bit further from this other one, and then we'll do the upside down one. And again, I get this request all the time. Kismet, can you show me how conduits work? Well, This will be my definitive guide on how to do conduit. So there we go. It's off right now. We turn it on. Then that other light's going to come on. Notice it's gone straight to work. Let's go ahead and turn it off for now. So we have our two things running now. Our armor and our ammo. Now, one of the problems is that when you have this stuff running, and let's go ahead and just turn our armor off and watch as our ammo is automatically off, right? So this will kill both of them, and this one will be on, but this one can be off at the same time. But one of the problems is when you are building stuff, using your thing, like a great example is now I want to make some fusion cores, or now I want to make some Gatling lasers. But this stuff uses the same resources that stuff uses, right? So you're like, dang, how do now I got to go pick all the resources back out of there, and I got to put them back in the workbench, or I got to put them in the thing, right? You got to do that yourself. Well, not anymore, you don't. Not anymore, you don't, because we are going to actually extract, automatically pull the stuff out of this ammunition plant and put it back into the workbench. So, of course, and we're using conduits here. We could use wires as well, but we're kind of prettying it up a little bit. All right, so we're going to use this one right here, and we're going to run it. Actually, let's run this one to the power first. Let's do that first, because that's right here in front of us. Let's run this one to the power, and let's do downward. I think just the downward looks nicer. I mean, it doesn't really have any great effect to it. Oh, there we go. And then we're running this power up to this. Oh, it's obstructed. Ooh, it's obstructed by this one. Ah, look at that. Yeah. Now that's obstructing that. All right. I was getting a little too crazy on that. Let me move that out of the way. They're obstructing each other. There we go. Okay. There we go. Right in the middle. Nice. Okay, so we're running that power up here. This obviously now has power. So we're going to go ahead and use ourselves a little bit of a curve here. I like to use this in the real small curve here. I don't like it to be too much. And I'm using the scroll wheel, by the way, to kind of change the direction of that. Like that. We're kind of rotating it around. And we'll use the long one. Again, the more minimum amount of pieces you can use, the better. And as you can see, I'm walking actually on the conduit itself. So there is a vacuum hopper right here, and there's another vacuum hopper here that goes into a conveyor workshop storage. Now, this would not work without the manufacturing extension. So you're definitely going to need the manufacturing extension so that you can use the conveyor workshop storage, as well as you can use a recycler and a whole bunch of other cool stuff that it has. If you'd like to know all the mods that I'm using, you can check them out. My mods, we'll put the mods in the chat. So there we go. There we go. Big time. You've got to go. You can go ahead and go, Sister Wolf. No worries. No worries. All right. So we go ahead and run that from there. And now what we want to do is we want to tie this into everything else. Again, we want to be able to see if it's on or not. And then right now you can see that it is. And then we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of this action. Like this. Just because it's cool. And we're going to run that down to that one. We're going to run this wire all the way over to that one. Now, of course, we got this nice long wire running now, which is the whole point of using conduits, is so you don't have these long wires running over there. So, if we want to have some fun and do conduits, there we go. Now, normally, I could just run all this power on the same power line, like so. I can just run it off the power. I can just literally put a thing on the wall there and run it to this, and it'd be working, just like that. Same thing over on this side. I could literally just put a panel on this wall, run it to the end of the sorter, and then the sorter would always be running all the time, 24/7. 24/7, whenever I'm in my base, this sorter would be running. I don't even need a switch. But a switch is cooler, right? A switch is cool. Not just a Nintendo Switch, an actual switch to turn it on and off. Do you need a switch to turn it on and off? Not really. Not really. If it's something that's going to be running all the time, no big deal. So I'm going to go ahead and run it this way a bit. Looks like I need to offset it just a little bit more. Let's go ahead and use one of these little small ones. Like so. And I'm only doing this because, again, this will be my definitive guide to doing conduits. And then we're going to go ahead and run this conduit along this way. Oh, it must be obstructed. It's obstructed. Yeah, it's obstructed by this other pole. So we can't run it through that pole, as you can see, which I think is bogus. But we can adjust it so it is not in the same thing, right? So we can actually bring it down and then run it, right, down to there. We can actually run it underneath there. Or we can, of course, bring it up. But if we're going to bring it up, we'd want to bring it up back here, right? And again, you can't turn this thing, which is really annoying. You can't turn the top of it, right? So that's really annoying. But again, you can just get really, really creative and run it way up here. Actually, let's use a small one. Run it way up there, and now it is way above the other one. Again, I mean, you can really go crazy with this stuff. Really go crazy. How are we looking? Where's it at? Right there. And see, I don't think we want to go that far. Let's go this far. Again, this is a very kind of convoluted way of doing this stuff, but it is fun if you've never done it before. Come on. Again, let's see if we're lined up. I think we're back a little bit. I think we're close. Fairly close. Again. And then, again, we'll go ahead up this way. Put that in so we can see if it's getting power. It is getting power. And then we can use a short one, a long one, whichever one we want to do to get that over there. Looks like a little too long there. A little bit further out. Again, you can do this all day, every day. With a lot of this stuff, you can do that. Nice, liking it, liking it. All right, cool. And then, look at that. There you go. There you go, everybody. Now, of course, you can make that even more fun and make it more optimized and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff you could do. But there you go, some fun with that. Now, you might notice this vacuum hopper right now is running. What it's doing is it's actually pulling the resources back out of this particular one, the armor forge, and it is running here, grabbing it all back out, putting it back into the workbench, which is conveyor workshop storage. Same thing over here. This pulls it out of here and puts it into the thing here. Now, of course, you're going to have some stuff kind of left over there. Notice over here, same thing. This one is pulling it out of the ammunition plant. It's got 20. You can see the number going down, pulling it out of there. But it won't pull it, obviously, out of anything that's sitting here on the belt. So that stuff usually just sits there. But as you can see, it's putting it back into the workbench so that I can then use it toward something else, right? So I've got power armor over there. I got fusion cores. And then over here, I have got, of course, the Gatling laser. So knowing what you want to pull from where is vitally important, right? Now, right now, if I wanted to do the Gatling laser, I would also want it to pull it out of the actual power armor one over here too, right? By the way, we put all this manufacturing in first before we built the rest of the vault. That's always a smart idea. So what if I want to pull it from this one too, which I do whenever I'm running it. Whenever I'm running the other one, I would want to pull it from all of these, right? If I'm running, not that one. If I'm running the ballistic, the energy forge, I would want all the resources from everything else being pulled. So I would want this switch over here on this side to be pulling that out of that one over there. So again, we'll go ahead and take this out here, and we'll run some more fun conduit here for you guys. Come on, snap in there. There we go. We're just going to run it straight across here. like that. And then we'll put a small little curve in there. And again, oh, we should do a smaller one. Because then, if we do a smaller one, then we can put a light. You can see that it is working. I always like to have a light at the end of whatever I'm doing, because something could have went wrong between where you start and where you finished, right? The light should be as close to the end as possible. Let's put a corner in there. I don't know. I'm just being fancy now. I'm just being fancy smancy. Kind of hard to see if it's lined up over the top of it. Not really. Not really. Let's use a real small one. Let's just go straight. Small one. And then an upside down one. There we go. Gotta fix it. So this is my inherent nature. Even in doing stuff I don't want to do, like these conduits, my inherent nature is I have to make it as close as possible. That is my inherent nature. There we go. Okay, so we got conduits going all over the place. This is probably the most I've ever used conduits. Because normally I don't do this. But that is pretty cool, though. That is pretty cool. And as you can see, it's pulling it out of the vacuum hopper. It's pulling all the stuff back from this one here, the Power Armor Forge. It's pulling all of that back in the ability for us to run our other forge. It's pulling all of those resources that might overlap with our forge down here. Now, of course, we need to be able to turn that forge on as well. So whenever this is running, right, whenever this one's running, we obviously are using this switch with that one, right? Because we're pulling it out of all the other three at that moment, right? So we're pulling out all the other three. So this one, of course, we will also want to connect to this over here. So we'll want to put in a junction that also activates this plant right here, just to make it more efficient, right over here. So let's go ahead and pull this out. Let's go ahead and put ourselves in a bit of a junction here. Try to put it the right way. Actually, can we do a small one then a thing just to line it up in the middle? Let's try that. Let's do... Yeah, sometimes it's easier to put it on the floor than to bring it back up again. Like that. Put a junction in there. Connect a small one there, and there we go. We know it's working because the light came on. And then it's right next to it. There we go. So now this is going to make, right here, see it's got a bunch of stuff in there. It's actually going to make Gatling lasers. That's right, Gatling lasers, and I'll mod them out and give them to every single one of my people. Over 500 settlers, robots, companions, everybody. It takes a lot of resources though, so sometimes you have to pull your plastic back out again, which is what it's doing right now, and then it's going to put that plastic in here for me to use. Right now, the resource that it needs the most is oil. That it can't, that is out of right now. Now, I'd actually like to know how many of those has it made since we have let it run earlier today. We're letting that run for a little while. Let's go in here and let's take a look. How many Gatling lasers did it make? It made 4 Gatling lasers today. It could make a whole lot more if I tied it into the rest of my resources. But again, I don't want it to suck up all my resources right away, because we're doing lots of building right now. You don't want to all of a sudden say, oh, I don't have any concrete left or whatever it is. So that's why I do it at a very limited amount, only from this location, and my main resources in another location. All right, so we know that we have got this all squared away. Now I tied it to this one, which I probably should have tied it to that one, but we'll just go ahead and take this one out. There we go. And then this one over here is making weapons. So again, let's go ahead and see if we can use our label. Go into decoration. Again, I don't make this stuff. We just have to deal with what comes along. Ammo. Guns. That's a good one. Stick guns right there. Bam! Easy mode, right? Now we know this is guns. And it pulls out all the resources from everywhere, and it just runs the gun maker. Now, we have one thing left to do. Now, before, of course, we can do something else really cool before we do anything else here. Let's go ahead and do that because it's fun. And we're going to go in here, and we're going to make this. What color do we want this to be? Good question, good question. Maybe yellow. Let's go have some fun right over here. We can get down here. There we go. Right over here. Not that we really need to, but it is fun to do this kind of stuff. Is we can go in, put in nice little fluorescent label, right? So you know that's ammo. You don't have to do it. I mean, you probably know it by now. If you're the one doing the layout of everything, then you know this backwards and forwards by now. Then over here, this is going to be armor. And what color do we want to put that in? Let's put that in green. And again, oh, got to get up here. Can't get up there. There we go. Lots of stuff in my way. Now, if you do it just right, you can actually get it to the top here, too. Obviously, I don't want to use blue on blue. Armor. You might be like, Kismet, why is that not lighting up? Well, actually, you can do something really cool with that if you want, because the thing is running over here, right to here, right? You can actually do a junction right here with this. Again, conduit. Again, this is like my most advanced conduit guide ever. Oops, I did it the wrong direction. Rotate it. There we go. You can do something really cool where you can actually... Whenever you flip this on, this little power radiator right here is actually going to make that light up. You're like, I don't believe you, Kismet. Show me. I'm like, all right, I'll show you. Hold on. Fog. Eat it, fog. No more fog now. You're like, Kismet, what the heck was that? I'm not going to tell you. Screw you. No. that is a pulse target. You hit it once, it shoots a bit of, it turns on one, and it fires a rocket, which clears the weather. So you're not just working in the fog here. So here we go. Okay, so we'll turn this one off. Boom. All right, you see it stops down there. It stopped doing that. Ammo's on because we have a radiating thing here that's radiating out the power here. But when we turn armor on, right, and it runs all the way over there, that little wireless thing is going to make the actual armor light up. And then we take it off. So that little wireless power turns it on and off because it's got a little wireless radiator as well, which is really cool. Really cool. So let's keep on going. Now, an interesting thing, actually, I'm going to go try something. Can't remember if this acts as a wireless radiator as well. We'll find out. Here's how we find out. We go in there, we take this out. Does that go off? Yes. So that does not act as a wireless radiator, only the ability to connect it. That is how you do wireless radiator from that. Very cool. Now this is also, again, this is being wireless radiated from that stuff right there. So again, we can do a lot of really fun stuff there. So let's go ahead and just turn that off. Nice. And then over here, turn the guns on. I see all the lights come on. We got that one on, this one on, that one over there on. Hope we didn't put one over there. We didn't put one over the top of the thing. How could this have happened? How could this have happened, everybody? We didn't put a light in. Now, I would like it if the light didn't have a four-way junction. Personally, I would like it if it just had a, you know, just like a pass through that shows you. We'll put a light there too, just for funsies. Just for funsies. We got a big hole in the floor. That'll fix eventually. Okay, so we got the guns working. Got the guns. Got the guns, everybody. Let me catch up in chat. Sorry, I get focused. There we go. Ronnie, hello. How you doing? Vincist? Vicist 8. Thank you so much for hanging out here on the stream. Hi, hello, Angry Face. Hey, welcome, everybody. Thank you to Game Killer for backing me up in the chat, and thanks for my mods for going long here. We're going very, very long here. We're like 2.5 hours over. And again, mods, if you need to go, you just you go ahead and go. No worries, no worries. I'm just doing a little bit of extra content for my peeps. For my peeps here in the stream that are enjoying some of this epicness right here. Some of this epic building. I'm even using conduits, and I rarely ever do it. All right, same thing over here. Let's go over here like so. And let's go ahead and write something on the side here. Now, of course, we want to write it on the side here because that's the side facing the thing here. And we'll just do it in fluorescence because that's fun. And we're going to do... What do we want to do? Blue? Yeah, let's do some blue. For guns. Now, again, you got to kind of get it at the right spot for it to work. And I'm going to move over a little bit. And you got to fuddle with it. Got to rotate. You got to rotate yourself. I think I had it there for a second. Get out of the workbench for a sec. Try it again. Now, sometimes if it's not working, get out of the workbench and go back in again. And that has a tendency to help it. Again, if I angle it too much, what's going to happen is it's going to go into the thing. Right? I think this might do that. Let's find out. No, it's okay. Oh, no. It's not okay. Look at that. See, it went into the thing itself. So let's take that out. Maybe we'll just put it down a little bit lower. There we go. My end right there. You're like, Kismet, why is it not lit up? Well, that's because we don't have a wireless transmitter. I'll put it in. It doesn't really matter which way it goes. Up or down, because it creates a gigantic bubble of wireless power. Bam, there you go. Now it lights up whenever we flip that switch. Whole bunch of stuff works when we flip that switch. So now we got a PA back here, which I currently call it power armor. But of course we'll want to take it to a whole other level here. Hold on, we're really building out now. Gotta get out of there. So we got neon letter A, P here. Let's go ahead and label it first. Nope, label it first. Let's do purple. And it's really not making any weapons, right? It's not really making any power armor as well. What it's doing is it's actually making some other stuff, which will make a little dashy dash in here. There we go. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, no! It crashed. How long ago did I save? Guess we're going to find out, aren't we? I guess we're going to find out. Why do you do that to me, Fallout? I was on a roll, bro. I was on a roll. Hold on. Now I got to relaunch it. You know what it's trying to tell me? It's saying, Kismet, you should have went to bed, bro. You should have went to bed. Let's see some rips in the chat, everybody. Rips in the chat. I don't know if I saved recently. I was about to. I was just thinking of it. Let's find out. Find out. No! Yeah, watch out for Saltbot. That's my Autobot in the chat. It'll time you out if you do too many of the same thing. All right, let's look and see where we left off, everybody. Oh, man. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We got a lot to do. We got a lot to do. I did not save for a while. But watch as I build it again at 10 times speed. You ready? You can't see it yet. Burp. There we go. That is what we've got. All of our wiring and everything's in there. But here's the thing. If this does happen to you, you can build it twice as good the second time, plus you know exactly what you want. Building something, the hardest thing about building, and I never get upset, you know, when that happens. I get upset when Microsoft update comes in and knocks me out, right? That's annoying, because it's not supposed to do that. It's not supposed to come up and update right when you're in the middle of something. But I never get upset if that happens, because I know I can build it twice as fast now. I know I can just crush it and build it very, very fast. So let's do so at normal Kismet speed. You ready? I'm not even going to talk you through it this time. I'm just going to go really, really fast and build the whole entire thing before your eyes. Once again, in case you missed it, you'll get to see me building it right away. Let's do it. Oh, yeah, that's right. We cut this across. We cut this across. See, a little bit longer. And then we turned it. And if it's not exactly the same we had it before, it doesn't matter as long as it functions exactly the same. Looking good. All right, so we got that one connected to that, but of course we need our little light in between. I'm going to go really, really fast, everybody, so if I go too fast for you, too bad. I've already showed you how to do it earlier. If you want to see it, you can watch the VOD back. All right, that one got that one going. This is going all the way over to here. Now, actually, I realized, and I can do an upgrade to my thing here, that I said earlier that I prefer this to be way at the end. So I can take that out, put that little one in there, take this little one out, and then put it way at the end, which actually gives it an upgrade. Now, also, we know that we want to put our wireless transmitter in there, like so. We'll go ahead and put that in there, like that, and then we know, I forget what color I did this. I'm just going to do an orange this time. And this over here is, I forgot what this is, Armor Forge. So this is armor. Yeah, hard to do it up on the top, but not so bad right here. And I used to play this off stream. When I first started playing Fallout 4, I would play it a lot off stream as well, on top of playing it on stream. But I only play it on stream now. There we go. Armor done. Easy mode. Easy, easy. Looking good. Now remember what we wanted to call this over here. That's right. And again, I just pick colors randomly. No biggie. No biggie. Jump. There we go. No biggie if the colors aren't exactly the same. So first I'm going to do all the labels, since I know exactly what all the labels I want. And again, if you missed this earlier, now you're in for a treat. You're going to watch me build it again, but in super fast mode. Super fast mode. Tended to go a little bit too far out of the menu. There we go. F core. And did purple already. Blue. Let's do this in blue. I think it looked pretty good in blue. Sometimes what happens when you try to jump, you get the wires. That drives me crazy. That drives me crazy, crazy. For lying, crazy for dying. Derpy derp. All right, so we named all those things, and let's go over here. And I think I did this in yellow. I think that yellow looked good, but maybe we'll just do red this time. If it lets us. Get up there. Oh, we do it right across the top here. How did we do that last time? I think we did it across the middle here. There we go. Now the cool thing is once you have one of them in, by the way, they actually snap to each other. Ammo. There we go. And they actually light off each other too. We're getting that wireless power. From up there, let's go ahead and run the rest of this. We'll try to save more often this time. I was way in the zone. See, that's what happens when you get in the zone. You totally forget to do the stuff you're supposed to do. All right, so ammo is off. Let's turn this on. Now we got both of them on. Armor back there, for some reason, is not lighting up. Ammo's lighting up. See, it's not lighting up back there. What is this? Put it back in. There we go. Okay. It's glitched. Glitched, everybody. Sometimes your lights don't come on. Just pick it up, move it, put it back. And then it should work. Armor off. There we go. Armor on. Nice. Ammo on. Ammo off. Now this wireless power down here could be coming from underneath as well. It's coming from somewhere, that's for sure. Let's check and see if it's from this power thing here. And the way you can tell is if you grab it and you move it real far away, like over here. You're going to try to look back and see if it's still on. Yep. Still on. Because it's about two blocks. I don't think that actually gives out wireless power. Something is giving that wireless power. Oh, this. This is giving it wireless power. Yep. Right there. See that thing? When I put it up there? That, because it goes in two, and it also goes 2 levels down and 2 levels up. So that thing right there is giving it wireless power. Let's see. How can we fix that? Let's... Let's be a little sneaky here. Sneaky. I don't really kind of like that walled area. Anyway, I think it'd be cooler back over this way. I wish you could attach it to the floor, because that would be even cooler. But let's go ahead and put one of these in. It's going to let us. So wall thing's in the way. Hold on. Do that. Oh no, it's that top edge. It's not letting us do. Yeah, the atrium itself. The atrium itself is blocking us. What a bummer. I guess right here. I guess we can do it this way. Do it this way. Like that, but then we'd have to run it from way over there. But we know what to do. We know what to do. Let's get sneaky. Again, this is the most conduit stuff I've ever done in any build. And typically I don't like the conduit. But we'll do what we gotta do. Let's see. What's the way we could run this all the way over there, but then we have to bring it up. Let's just run it like this. See if it snaps. It does. Again, we have to visualize where it's at because we can't see it, and if we move the floor, we can't get to it. So this is about that long. We'll just do it this way. Nope. All right, we'll just move it. See where it's at. Oh, wow. It's down so low it's in the thing down below. That's why. This thing is actually causing it to be not working. Oh, where the heck is it? Oh, it must have went the other way. That's why it's not working. Where did you go? I don't even know where it went. it disappeared. It was snapping. Let me turn my sound back on again. Sound back on. So I can hear if it's snapping or not. I saw it snap, but apparently it didn't. So you can try to run it under there. This is affecting that. What to do, what to do. Let's work around it. Again, so what I want to do, I mean, I could have left it. I mean, but I think it's kind of cool. I like in the, when the lights come on, the fluorescent comes on at the same time. And we're going to need to snap this here. Yeah, see, that one went to the side there. That one went to the side instead of going straight. So we can go ahead and take this out. We can bring that power in from here. And I love to figure this stuff out. See, I'm improving upon what I've done before. I'll finish the rest of that in a second. Hold on. Now that's going that way. Now it's connected here. Now that's coming out of there. And we'll use another medium one. Then we'll just do what we were going to do before. Bring it down. Make sure it's out of the way. Bring it down. The long one or that's the short one? I don't know. Let's try the other one. That's the short one. Okay. Use the longer one, and then we'll turn this up. So we'll run the power from down here instead. Like that. There we go. So now the power is going up and then over this way. And now it's actually running into this one. And this one has the control. So now this one turns both of those off. And we turn this one on. You can turn just this one off. Like that. And of course I could run it separate if I want. But there we go. That works. Whatever works. And now we don't have that big wall there. That's actually better. I like it better. Alright. Now ammo is off. We turn it on. It works. But now we need our little wireless generator. Now, by the way, not only will power that fluorescent there, but it will power other things around it. So we have to watch out that our actual little wireless transmitters do not actually get so close that they actually light up the other one over there, the armor one over there, as well. And we'll kind of go this way with it. So I guess it really doesn't matter because the ammo one cannot go. There we go. That's really cool. I really like that. How it actually lights up the fluorescent at the same time. That's so cool. I'm liking it. I'm digging it. I'm digging it, everybody. Now, of course, you don't have to run this above, up above it like this. You can also run it along the ground and then run it up that way. You can do it all sorts of ways. I just think it's kind of neat to run it up here so you can see how it functions. All right, again, we're going to do this one over here. Straight out here. Again, let's save. Let's save that. We improved upon our design. Improved upon our design. We're really getting some advanced stuff going on right here. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Again, we're like mega streaming now. Look at this. How much long we've been going? 6 hours. Wow, okay. I do got to get up in a bit and play some Surviving Mars here at some point. So there we go. So we want to work on that. And let's just go ahead and let's improve upon this as well. And create a multi-junction here. Utilizing this. And then we'll have this going down. Oh, no, not that. This. Going down to there. Much like we did before. Okay. And then we want to get that one over there. And we'll use... Again, I would love it if this stuff could go up. too, right? There's a little ones that go up. But no, they did not provide us with that ability. Now, we know from last time that this needs to go, speaking of going up, that this needs to go up first to make it over to that one over there. But this one over here makes it just fine. So we're going to go ahead and just run that one across with the long pieces. Like so. And again, we want to light this up over here. So we want to go with kind of a medium piece right there. And we will create kind of a four-way junction there. And we'll put a wireless thingy that way, because it'll still hit that from the other way. And then short little thing here. Not short enough. This one. That to that. That's going to light this up, the guns thing. And then we'll want to run this. I'll put a nice cool corner in there. Ah, that's even cooler than before. Look at that. Boom. Lines right up. Nice. Nice, nice. So again, sometimes you build it better than you built it last time. Look at it. It lays right over the top of that. Again, sometimes you build it better than you built it before. Like that. Okay. So we got that built. And do we have all of our stuff tied in? Let's make sure we've tied in. That one's tied in. That one's linked. And this other one is the one that we're working on, which is going this way. And so we're going to turn, run those long poles. And it's cranking out some serious ammo. Come on, you. Oh, sometimes it's so feisty. I know you go on there. There it goes. There it goes. Actually, I don't even need to go that far. Actually, let's turn it. Let's turn it this way. And then we need to come down from up there. Actually, better idea. Let's bring it down right here. Want the long one. Bring it down. And then, I mean, we could do this all day. This is too funny. And bring it around. And bring it long. A little too long. Medium size one. And then light. And then curve. Small curve. This way. Then our upside down thingy. Gonna do it. Let's do it right, everybody. Gonna take this much time on it. Let's just bump it a little bit further. All right, awesome. Save again. See, when you do it a second time, you actually improve upon the one you did before, which is awesome. It's even better than it was before. Very, very nice, and thanks everybody for being here tonight. Appreciate you guys hanging in there when I'm building this again for a second time. All right, so we'll go ahead and turn this off. Ammo off. Nice. And then we'll turn armor off. Armor's off. All right, again, we took this one out last time. Store that in the workbench. And then we turn this one on. It should, oh, we got to run it. I forgot to run it to the thing. Forgot to run it to the thing. We'll make it different this time. We'll make it run off this side over here. Sometimes it's so... I mean, I don't even know how you guys see that. I mean, you guys probably can't see it on your end, but even I can barely see it on my screen. And again... Man, I'm getting hungry now, too. Getting hungry. Hungry. Right, like that. All right. Now we should be able to flip the switch on. There we go. All right, guns are running. Pulling that out of this one. Pulling that out of that one. And it should be pulling out of the one over here. Oh, yeah. Now it's working. All right, back up and working. Let's go ahead and save. You might be like, Kismet, what's left to do, bro? One more to go, guys. One more to go. Let's go ahead and take these butcher ones. Oh, you're not going to let me do it? You're not going to let me do it. All right. Bonsai! Jump down. We're actually going to run these butcher ones from underneath here as we get mobs. I wonder if we could... Can you pick up people? Can you pick up people that are just walking around? Let's go find out. I don't think I've ever tried that before. If you hold down E, can you pick up just random people? Nope.
I just want to trade a few things.
Sure.
Oh, that's a bummer. I just tried to lift him up. I was gonna carry him and put him in the butcher thing. I don't know. That might piss off the rest of my settlers. I'll just say it. Now, a butcher thing here, what it does is it chops up the bad guys, animals and whatnot, and people. If they're dead, it will chop them up big time. All right, let's put this back where we got it from. Put that thing back where it came from before we all die. All right, let's take this. Put that out there. Grab this. And we're going to run this out here. The reason why I thought, well, why have that inside the base, right? Why not have it... Why is it weirdly floating like that? Don't float. I thought, why have it inside the base? Then I have to carry all the dead mobs and robots and whatever inside the base, right? Why not just have it outside the base? And then I don't have to carry them all the way in. And then it will chop them up and put them in the workbench. So, if you are a mob and you attack my base, look out, because I'm going to grind you up in my butcher. I'm going to grind you up. I'm going to get all your loot, and then I'm going to grind you up and get your bones, too. Because that's the way Kismet rolls. That's the way I roll up in here. Oh, let's make sure we put that back in there. Nice, nice. All right, did we get everything? I think we got everything from in here. We got to get this right here, so it goes back in the conveyor storage. And you might be like, Kismet, how are you going to power that, bro? Well, we're going to do something nice and easy here. Why is that so far into the ground? That's weird. That's weird. Not liking it. Not liking it. Let's set it over here. Don't like it when it floats. I don't like it when it floats. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this power that we ran underneath to control this. We're just going to use something simple for this. Let's go ahead and use our cool little shoot target. So we know if we need to start this up, we can do that. We're going to go ahead and tie it into this power that's underneath here. And then we'll tie it to this. You only got to tie it to one, by the way. And then when we turn it on, boom. There we go. Now it's on, right? And we can run conduit and do all that stuff we were doing before. But the thing I really like to do is I like the fact when it has a light on it, right? It's some sort of light that shows you that this thing is on. Now, you don't have to use a light that's actually on something, by the way. You can use a light like this kind of light, right? You can't put it on your thing here, though, because that would be cool. But you could, I mean, you can't put it down here like on the side. But you can try to put it on the side of your thing like this, right? And then, see, the little light will come on, right? But that particular light that I'm using right there, that particular light right there is wireless. So I would need something that was wireless to turn that on. So we can go ahead and take that out. Take this wire out. What do we have that's not wireless, that actually needs a cord? The construction light, some of these other street lights here actually need a cord. So we can actually provide ourselves with light at the same time we actually are doing the thing. So if it's nighttime and we're doing it, it'll actually turn the light on and light up the area to help you put it in the butcher, which I think is a very cool way of doing that. All right, and we'll just leave that there so we know that that is on, when it's not on. Got to work on that at some point. And this is kind of our side interest. This is only a temporary instance. I'll put maybe another vault door there or on the other side there. We have so much left to do. We have so much left to do in this build. But we got to get the production done over here. Okay, we've got one more to go, the fusion core over here. Now we've got a bit of a problem, right? And we don't want it to be tied to that power there. We want it to be its own thing. We're going to stick it way out here in the corner. We want to run some of these things and not some of these things, but we don't want it to be tied to anything else. So this is when it gets to be really, really difficult, right? We've got to be able to turn that, we got to be able to pull all of the stuff out of guns, out of ammo, and out of armor whenever we're running the fusion core one over there, right? But when we're running the other stuff, we don't want fusion core to come on because it can come on by itself. So the way we can do that is we can kind of have a secondary conduit switch here, right? That is currently off, like this, to run that to our other one, which is right down here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you where that's at. In case I just want to pull everything out and turn guns on and off. So we actually want the guns thing itself to, the guns and the other thing to be independent, right? We need some things that are independent. So I can have this so it actually turns the guns on and off, or I can have this where it turns certain vacuum hoppers on and off, right? And the vacuum hoppers are the thing that I need to be able to control the most. I mean, just turning the fusion core thing on, that's fairly easy to turn that on. But controlling which one of these conveyors is on at what time is the part that the fourth one, the complexity of the fourth one that it adds, right? Because it works perfectly now, right? It's either that side or it's guns, right? It's either ammo, I can do power armor, or I can do armor, just combat armor, or I can do ammo also, or I can turn them both off, right? But I can turn those off, and I can turn guns on, which of course drags out all the resources from everything else, runs it to guns, and then it makes the guns, right? But then I wanted to pull all the stuff from guns out and all the stuff from all of that stuff out to run fusion core. Now, if I just run a cord to it, it's going to backtrack back to the other stuff that I don't want it to run, right? So you got to think about that in your electric plan. So what we want to do is we want to think about it in terms of what vacuum hoppers are we controlling, which things are on and off. So this section over here is the most complex. This over here we've already got down. That's already good, right? One or the other, both on or one on, right? Because armor is the thing we're going to be running the most. So we're going to go ahead and basically break this switch away from actually running some of the other stuff, right? So we needed to run the two over there, and then this one needs to, this vacuum hopper needs to be on its own switch, which is this switch here, right? And when that one's running, right, when this one's running, then we want the fusion core to run at the same time. We know when that vacuum hopper is running that the fusion core is the one that's running with that one. So again, it's a bit of complexity there that we just added by adding that fourth thing. If we didn't have the fourth thing, we'll be just fine. But let's do it. Okay, so the first thing that we need, obviously, is we need some power. And we want this to be separated, right? Want this to be separated. Doing its own thing up here. Again, we'll try to get it in the corner. There we go. Doing its own thing. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. You can make it at an angle. And then we'll run our little thing out here. in the wrong direction, apparently. Come on. Feisty. Feisty! And we'll run it out here with a small one. And that's probably good enough. First, we're going to get it power. From our power thing down here. All right. We got plenty of power from this thing, by the way. It's 100 power, so it's got plenty of power. So that's running up to this. Now, we want this to run straight out to this vacuum hopper. Straight out to this vacuum hopper, so we can actually pull stuff directly out of there. And let's see if that's too far. Seems a little too far. Look at how straight that is, though. Wow, that's straight to it. Very, very nice. And again, we want to have our light so we know when it's on. And then our downwards. Again, you can use an upwards one if you want. It's up to you. And now that is going to power this vacuum hopper, which is going to pull the resources back out of guns. Okay, now we've also, whenever that's running, obviously we will want to run the fusion core one, because that's the only one we have left over here. So we'll want to additionally chain some power over there. And there's about 50 different ways of doing what I'm doing right now, but we need to make it work here. See, I'm gonna have to raise it up. I'm probably gonna have to raise it up or raise it down. Either way, run along the floor if I want. Let's go ahead and raise it up. Using a scroll wheel, by the way, to try to get it to snap. You guys wanted a use for this stuff. Here you go. And down we go. And again, we could go in and we could make this a way more beautiful. But such is the way it goes. We're just fooling around. Fooling around in the town, but at least it's not right in our face, right? At least we're not tripping over it. At least there are not wires everywhere. But there is crazy tons of conduit. And we could make it run in the floor. We could make it run in the ceiling. If we spend enough time fooling around with it, we could get all of that stuff to work. But again, we're not going to do that. Right there, and then this one right there. Actually, put that one over there. Run that to that. And then, of course, we'd want our wireless transmitter too, so it'll light up our fusion core there. Okay, so we got this is going to pull it back out of guns and run that. The only problem is it's not going to run these other hoppers, right? It's not going to run these other hoppers. And this hopper right here, we know for sure, absolutely, that this hopper we do want to run whenever we're running our guns, right? So these two could stay connected. But it's the other ones, these over here, that need to be on their own separate circuit. The reason why is because I will want to run those whenever I'm doing guns and when I'm running power armor forward. Now again, I could do what I did over here where one of them I can cut off while the other one's on. But the thing is I still need to have the right vacuum hopper going at the right time, pulling the right resources for that thing. Because guns and my fusion cores have overlapping resources, right? So if I've got them all in fusion cores, then I won't make any guns. Or if I have half of it in guns and half of it in fusion cores and I don't have enough to make any of that, then I'm still in trouble. So again, the complexity goes way, way, way up. You're up late tonight. Yeah, Freddie, very late today. I've been going way past my time. I am going to end soon here. Okay, so how do we fix that? Again, we know that these two things we want to tie together, so that's fine. This and this for sure. We know those are good. This one and this one we know for sure, right? Because we wanted to pull that out of that vacuum hopper. We're good. So what we need to do is we need to separate those last two into their own thing. Now you might have noticed that I had one right here, and that's what that one is for. So we're going to go ahead and put this one back in. I moved it out of there so it wouldn't be confusing. But we're going to go ahead and put it right here. Right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to divert those ones away from this one, but over to this one, as you can see. So we're going to go ahead and have to rearrange some of this stuff here so that we can get it to do what we want it to do. Now we're going to run this one up nice and high, up in the ceilings, up in the ceilings, and we're going to run it from this side. Boom. Okay, and then we'll turn it nice and high up, and then we'll run it. And we're going to cut into what we've already got established right over here. Come on. So feisty. Okay, so we got that way over there again. This line right here is going out, which is running to guns, which is great. That's fine. But we don't really want it to do that. And this is running way over to there, right? And we've got one coming across here right toward this one. So let's go ahead and take this one out. We'll take out all of this kind of other work that we did. Yes. We'll take out this junction here and this right here temporarily. And then we're just going to go ahead, instead of rerunning all of this, we're just going to go ahead and put a little corner on there. There we go. Now guns is still working. And guns is still tied to that one over there and to itself. So now it's only tied to those two things. And then this middle one coming up and around is going to end up landing into this one. So we'll go ahead and bring this. Let's see, what can we use to get that? Maybe this. Might be a little bit too long. Like so. Oh, there's that 5th sub love. Dark Angel coming in with the 11 months. Boom! Bye-bye, bits. Oh, it's time for the Kismet love train up in here. Also scared the heck out of me. Nice job. That was very good. I was in the zone. I was in the zone. But then again, I jump scare easy. I jump scare pretty easy. All right, let's find out where that turn is. That's too far. Too far. What if we go a little bit like this? Now, I put that long thing in there so I can see where the turn is. Is it this one? No, maybe a small one. And see if we can match it up. We might have to rerun it again because it may not match up perfectly. Now we'll just run it again. That's okay. We'll just match it up ourselves. All right, let's try a medium one. Take this one out. Bring this back to here. Like so. We just need to move this stuff over on this side. Now what we're doing is we're redoing this. Now let's see lots of love in the chat, by the way, for Dark Angel. He is one of my mega supporters here on the stream. Shows the stream lots of love, obviously. Oh, we got to go out a little bit more, though. That's kind of in the way. That other one's in the way. We got to go out just a little bit. Like this. And we are doing conduits today. Among the hardest things to understand. And really mostly useless. But we're just kind of creating a cool little factory dealio here. For you guys. To see what you can do with the factory or the conduit kits. Get that out. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's running way up high now. See, it's running up way up high, coming down, getting this one. All right, so now it's separated. Now the same thing here, we need to tie in. Got to go up and tie into over this, into here. Now the great thing is once you have it built right and it's running to wherever it's supposed to go. Actually, we need to tie into this one or something up into here, right? So we can go up here and we can tie into this one up here like so. And we're going to need a multi-junction thingy here. Let's do one that's going down. We can just put a light up there. Kind of like it. kind of like it. All right, and then again, we'll go this way. We'll run a bunch of conduits and just fooling around at this point. Fooling around with all sorts of ideas of what you can do with the conduit. Down it goes. All right, nice. And then we're going to just circle it back. Not that we need to. We could just run it from there. But it's fun. This way. Again, we're going to get on the Kismet love train here in just a second for all the epic people that have been dropping the love here on the stream. 11 months. That is pretty phenomenal. That is massive, massive support of the stream. There we go. Nice. Nice, nice. So now these ones are tied separately from all the other ones. So now we just basically need to know which ones are what. We need to label them, whatever we need to label. We need to also save, so we don't have to do all that again like we had to do earlier. But then, of course, we improved upon it. And, of course, I was going to redo it anyway. So that you guys can see the problem, that issue that I ran into, that I can't run everything at the same time. Because whenever you have wires that are coming from two separate things, even if they get power separately, that wire will backtrack on the other wire and start other stuff up that you don't want it to start up, right? Like I don't want it to start up the ammo. I don't want it to start up the ammo or the guns when I don't have the power run to it. Like, boom, look, I can turn guns off now. And it will turn off the vacuum hopper over here and turn off guns at the same time. It'll turn this or that far one off, which is pulling from food or from fusion cores. So let's go ahead and get that going. So now we're going to go ahead and try the far one. And we're going to turn that on and see if it flips on. Oh, there we go. Okay, our fusion cores is now on. It's starting to pull that out of there. Notice this one is starting to pull from guns. Like so. But you'd want to have even more control. Now, the reason why is if you were doing this, you would also want to have the ability to pull that thing out of there. So as you can see, it gets more and more complex. Now, again, this is armor and ammo. This is going to be like extraction or removal of materials, right? So what can we use as something that will let us remind us that that's what that is? Of course, I'll remember, but let's do it here. We can say loot, melee, weapons, mods. We can type our own thing in there. What would be a great name for that? Let's see. Oh, I got one. Oh my, holy jeez. Oh my God, someone just scared the heck out of me. Who was that? Dark Angel again. Holy mackerel with the jump scare. Thanks so much for that $10 tip. Holy moly, just thought I would test it. It's working good, man. Now you scared me twice. Thank you so much for that. Of course, every dime is, every donation right now is going to TwitchCon. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the big thumb. Let's see some hype and love in the chat, everybody. Thank you, Game Killer. Again, this one's going to be core. Core, C-O-R-E. Yeah, I'm the type of person I want to get it kind of squared away before I go to sleep. But this kind of stuff, I mean, I can do this for like hours. Oh wait, that's not actually cores right there. That's actually guns. I almost screwed that up. Almost screwed that up. Okay. This is core over here. Yeah, jump scare. Got me. Got me. I got all confused. I started labeling the wrong things. Core. All right. Those are cores there. This is guns. And actually, we've got a pre-existing one that says guns. Let's go back. Get that one. Just stick it right there. on the end. All right, there we go. So this is armor, this is ammo, this is bench, this is guns, this is core. So what is this stuff over here? This could be loot or mods or whatever. But this is the sorter. So we're going to go ahead and label this one properly. Again, this is the only reason I really like these, is because you can label the front of them. It'd be cool if you could just, you know, click on it and label it. That would be even better. So we're just going to actually call this, and I like to truncate names just to make it easy. I'm going to call this one sort. So that's going to be sort, and this is going to be where is it? This way. It's turned around. Stop turning around. Where are you at? This one. Stop spinning around. Anybody like Reese? What the heck is Reese? That's for recycling. Again, you just name it whatever helps you remember. It doesn't matter if you remember it. It matters if I remember it because I'm the one pressing the buttons, right? So that's recycle. Because, you know, if you keep going, it won't fit in that little spot that you got. So sometimes you got to truncate names. So again, this is recycling, taking all the junk and breaking it down into its raw form. And we can turn that off separately like that. Or if we turn this one off, of course, it turns both of them off simultaneously as well. So there we go. But we're going to leave those on all the time. Again, that's another save right there, everybody. That's another save. Look at that love for you in the chat. Welp, it worked. Did you guys jump in the chat too? That made me totally jump. That totally made me jump. All right, so there we go. So we got our core working. We got our guns working. Now, see, whenever we're doing guns and core, we'd want this one to work all the time. Even if we have this off now, oops, even if we have these off, right? This bench one can just be running the whole entire time, right? It can just be running the whole time. The only problem is it's got no power right now. So that's why it's not really running. So we've got to run some power to it. So let's do that first. Let's go ahead and run some power to it, like this. All right. And again, oops. This one. And do that upside down. Connecty, thingy, thingy. Boom. Connect it from here up to there. And now it's got power. There we go. Now it's working. So it can be running all the time because basically, whenever I'm not doing ammo or armor, I want that to be running all the time because it's got a lot of resources in there and it might take it a while to get it all out of there. Now, again, I could put, you know, I can make this just one thing for that thing over there that says, you know, armor to bench, right? So it's coming from the armor thing to bench, to the workbench. And then I could have another one that says ammo to workbench. And then have another one that says guns to workbench. And another one that says fusion core to workbench, right? So I want, whenever I got the fusion core on, I want the additional one of pulling it out of guns, right? So there it goes, it's pulling it out of guns. And now the fusion core is working, right? But whenever I'm running guns, I want it to pull it out of fusion cores, which is, you can barely see it over there. We'll jump down so you can see it. I want that one to be pulling out of fusion cores in there. So I've got it balanced so it all works together, and that's the perfect time you want to save. But you've got to kind of think that, okay, I had to remove those other two because those ones you pretty much want to run all the time. And then when you're not running those, you only want to run these other two over here. The only problem is if you need to pull those resources back out again to run these two, then you're going to run into trouble again, right? You're going to run into trouble again. So really, you really need those both to be on their own separate thing in the long run, right? And I'm not going to do that right now because I am way over time. But I will actually need two separate ones that say guns to bench, right? G bench, right? Or F bench. And then I will need 2 more so I can run those switches as well. Now, you could do logic gates and you could do all sorts of super advanced stuff if you wanted to. But as you can see, it got really, really complex really, really fast because, you know, some things you'd want on, some things you'd want off, right? So you've got a bench here. Now, what I could do is I could actually move guns and core, and I can move them to this side, which is really what I want to do. I want to turn them that way and then run them separate, right? And then right here, I'd want to have this kind of forward for bench and then G bench, right? So sometimes I'm running just the bench one, sometimes I'm running the gun bench one, and sometimes I'm running the core one. Now, the problem is if I chain them, whenever I'm running the gun bench, the G bench, it will not run the other one, right? Or if I turn it off, the other one won't run. So those will need to be separate. All of those will pretty much need to be separate. Probably I could tag one of them on to the side of bench here. And then whenever you're either running bench and that thing, or you can turn that one off and then run the other one, right? You can see it gets very complex. So we'll rework all that next time. That time, we'll finish that up in the next time. So you're like, Kismet, when are you playing Fallout 4 again? When are you going to be doing this again? It will be on Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Tuesday night, we're going to be playing Fallout 4 VR. Later this afternoon, in about 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, in about 7 hours or 7.5 hours, I will be playing Surviving Mars. I think it's, 6 hours, 6.5 hours. 6.5 hours, I will be playing Surviving Mars, so I got to get some sleep. And then we'll play some Surviving Mars. I'll be off tonight, Monday night, and then be back tomorrow. If you want to see the schedule and all that stuff, it is right down below the stream. I will update that schedule, but the schedule is pretty much going to be the same, right? It's pretty much going to be the same. I usually update it after the stream, like after this stream, but since I went so long, I don't have the time to do it. But there you go, everybody. That gives you a great overview. Now, before I forget, let's go ahead and get on that Kismet love train. Let's show all the people who've shown the stream some love tonight, and I expect you guys to participate. Let's go. Let's go, just for a second. Show them some love.
Saltbot here. It is time for the Kismet love train. Put at, and then the awesome person's name in chat along with your favorite emotes from your favorite streamers. They will fly all over the stream to show support for all the love.
All right, here we go, everybody. We're on that Kismet love train. You got to put your favorite emotes from your favorite streamers right in here. Show some love for Dark Angel, Kalamal, Psycho Jawa, Andre Forgot, and Dax Platinum coming in, showing that sub love here in the stream. There we go. I want to see some new emotes in there. I want to see some emotes I haven't seen before. Let me roll over them here. I'm going to give these people a shout out as well. We got Carnage. Oh, I don't think he needs a shout out. Love that emote. Gotta love it. We got some Kismet emotes in there. We got a Game Killer with that Sparkle Dog. Got the GG. Some more going on there. Nice, nice. I haven't seen that Love emote in a while. I love his Kismet. I love his high there. It reminds me of the Kismet high. Very nice. There we go. Dark Angel putting his emotes in there. Very nice. Very nice one. That's a really well done emote, by the way. Really well done. Very nice. We got the 402 coming in. Come on, everybody. Come on. There's like 100 people in here right now. Come on. Let's throw some love in the chat. Wake up a little bit. Participate in the stream. Show the people some love. All those emotes are going to fly all over the stream here. Let's do it. And we don't need to move this over here. We're going to go ahead and just take that out. Let's go ahead and fix this while we're at it, while we're on the Kismet love train here. Let's put our stuff back in. Put our stairs back in. Atrium back in. Nice. Let's take a little bird's eye view of where we're at. Up to the top we go, above the vault itself. The Kismet helipad that actually works. You guys saw it working earlier in the stream. As you can see, the wasteland is ours. Mega building. Oh, you just wait till I start putting some purified water out here. I'm going to take this vault to the maximum. The maxa to the mum. There we go. Oh, coming in with the host. Thank you so much, Crazy. Appreciate the love. Look at this. Look at this massive, massive vault. Let's go up here. We just came in on the helipad earlier. You guys saw it land right here in the middle. You guys know what to do to make it work now. You can make your own helipad. And if you missed it, you'll just have to watch the VOD back later. You'll have to watch the VOD back later. I suggest to jump to the part where you see me start to put this down on the top. Then you'll know how to do it as well. There we go. Now that's how you get some love in the chat. There we go. Starting to make that chat scroll. Starting to show that love in the chat. Sup, nerds? I like that one. Let's see. Syntax 7. Like that one. Pikachu. Let's see. An Eternal Enigma. There we go. There we go. Showing those emotes in there. Thunderst. We got some Banish in there. Of course, the Amazing War Witch as well. Some Snow Lit. Snowy. Who always forgets who I am every time I say hello to her. I think she's got the same problem as me. She forgets people. Walrus, cool. There we go. Fist of Walrus as well. Like that hype. And, of course, the BGG hype in there. Again, thanks, everybody, for helping me show that love. Thanks again for the donations today. Thanks for all the follows. Thanks for just being amazing and just hanging out. Even if you're just lurking in the channel, I do appreciate it greatly. So let me get back here to my Overseer's office. And again, did I save? Let's go ahead and save. Oh, man, what a day. What a day. Did we get so much done? We got so much crazy amount of stuff done. Today, it is unbelievable. Unbelievable up in here. All right, so let's go ahead and check and see who we got to send. Somebody got a grimace. I saw a grimace for a second there. That's funny. Let's go ahead and clicky some stuff. I don't know. Grimace is cool and creepy all at the same time. How is that possible? How is that totally possible? Windows, stop attaching my stuff to the top of the screen. I hate it when it does that. Don't do it. I don't want you to. All right, who do we got here? We got this person playing some Far Harbor right now. All right, all right. Got a webcam and not a very funny title. There we go. Getting some stuff going on there. Oh, Grimace went offline. Sorry, bro. Sorry. So who are we going to show some love to? I don't know. I like to help the smaller streamer. Like to show them some love. Right now, all these people are doing good. This person's got about 50 followers in their stream, so I don't think they really need as much help as the smaller streamer usually needs. So I say we just blow up somebody's night who's going to be absolutely stunned that I'm about to drop 100 people in their channel. Let's go do it. Let's go ahead and get this person right here. Zunicorn, like the name. 552 followers right now, are very respectable 18 people in her channel, considering the amount of followers there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and blow up her stream here. We're going to go ahead and get on the Kismet Love Train. Now, right over here on the right, you can see a whole bunch of love. Right there at the very top, though, if you're not subscribed, you can go ahead and grab that first one. If you are subscribed, then you should probably know this by now, but you can grab whatever tier subscription that you have there to go ahead and help us rate. Now, again, I expect everybody to come along with us to show that love, to blow up the chat, to do the above and beyond action up in here. Bam! Let's start that going. Now, again, thanks, everybody, for being here. Make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat. No, I'm doing good. Let's go ahead and do the Bit Boss. Dark Angel, if there's any other mods, please give Dark Angel the Bit Boss love, that 5,000 kids caps. Right in there. And again, I will be back this afternoon at 12 noon playing some Surviving Mars, checking out all the new stuff that they came out with, like Passengers and all sorts of really neat stuff. We haven't even got to explore that stuff yet, but we're definitely going to do it later today on the stream. And I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Kismet here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right in the center of the screen. Also, check me out live on twitch.tv/Kismet. I'll see you all next time.